Special fuck you shout out to Joe D and the rest of his craft beer cunts. Just notice he's fucking talking shit about the malt liquor drinkers on YouTube. Fuck you, Joe D. You fat piece of shit.
Yeah, we are back. 501st show.
Smoke. There is none higher. Sucker beer geek should call me sire. Burn my kingdom, you must use fire. I won't stop smoking till I retire. Now I rock the party, come correct. Smoke is on time, and beers connect. Got the right to smoke.
And that MC is awesome.
Can't stand it right
I ever heard. That's right. Yeah. And we have copyright for that. We're okay. We got permission from the artist right there. Right? We are back, baby. We are starting the next 500 shows with a bang. Boom. Here we are. What do you think, Bum? How are we doing so far?
So far, so good. I actually clicked off the... I tried to get on via the link you posted, Joe, in the chat, and I thought I was going to be bounced off the show for good. It only took me to the YouTube feed. It didn't get me back to the show.
Oh, well, then that's the wrong link. Maybe I need to post the other link.
Yeah.
Well, don't use that link. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? You're right, because that one starts with YouTube. This one starts with Hangouts.
Yeah, I had to go back to the Hangouts thing and click on that to get back on.
Okay.
That's all right. 501. We'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
Well, you know, by 502 shows, we're gonna have this figured out.
500 shows with practice.
Yeah.
The first
right.
5 shows was like a beta, right?
I mean,
we're always in test mode.
We're always in beta mode. This is beta 2.0 right here.
Yeah.
So let me post the correct link. How's everybody doing, man? Tom, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Having some ice cream and Guinness.
Ice cream and Guinness, perfect match. What kind of ice cream, baby?
Vienna mocha chunk, friendlies.
Oh! Look at you. Nice.
Friendlies always comes in the clutch. 2 for $5. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Now, what was your ratio of? Now that's a float, I assume.
I guess so. Yeah.
So, what's your ratio? Did you go how much? Okay, first tell us how much ice cream, and then did you go beer first or ice cream first and then beer?
Well, it's my last Guinness, so I was at halfway through and I saw some ice cream and I said, "Hey."
Oh, okay.
And I'll throw some ice cream in there. So I don't know how much I used, but I put enough to make it back to 3/4 glass. If that makes sense. But it's not what I thought it would be. If you had me before.
What's up, guys?
Kind of just like watery.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. How are y'all?
We are hanging, man. You know.
What's up?
Oh, look at who's here! All right, how you doing?
Farm girl with me here.
Yeah,
We're in the Great Smoky Mountains in a cabin.
Oh, are you doing any smoky in the old Smoky Mountains?
Maybe a little bit.
I'm real smoky. I'm not too drunky. I'm
She's smoky, man. She's under the influence of the organic nature of the Smokies, right?
I'm under the organic nature of Chase Fuller. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Open it up and I'll show them the cabin.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right.
Oh, I don't know the number.
That's awesome, man. Hey,
have you guys ever been to Gatlinburg, Tennessee?
Gatlinburg. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, it's beautiful. I'll have to show you the view on my front cabin. It's
okay.
fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I don't. I'll leave that for her. The rest of us, I think, are good on the front. No, man. Yeah, show us that, man.
Yeah, getting ready to get in right now. Yeah, let me show you here. Here's the cabin. Got a pool table.
Nope. Froze.
Got Pac-Man here.
He's showing us. He's thinking he's showing the house right now. We're just.
Lag.
Yeah, you're lagging out pretty bad, brother.
The internet's been.
The cabin must be well built.
Mountains too. Ooh.
Yeah,
It's blocking the signal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's lagging out
All
per.
that nature blocking the signal.
Yeah, it's all that our organic nature up there, man, blocking it all out. But I can share the screen with everybody and show. I think. Oh yeah, it does everything different in Chrome. But I think I can.
Now, here's what hoping he is not tonight.
Oh, that was great.
I'm back and better than ever.
Oh, great. Yeah, back and better than ever.
He just dropped off, but yeah, hopefully Farmer's not that.
There you go.
That's right.
Yep. We got sound effects now, people. We are heading into the next 500 shows with a bang.
Right.
Yeah, bringing back sound effects for the first time since 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, don't call it a comeback. Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Take it offline. Send it back to R&D. Tweak it a little bit.
Yeah. Let me see if I can just show where he's at. Man, this is so many more clicks. It's not working, is it? I'm not sharing the screen, am I?
No.
Yeah, this ain't gonna work. What's up with that? Man, this sucks.
He's not too far away from Dollywood. He can go to Pigeon Forge and hang out with Dolly Parton and
Oh,
Dolly.
here's Gatlinburg.
Yep.
Gatlinburg.
Right outside Great Smoky Mountains.
So here you can see Knoxville. It's proximity to Knoxville,
Yeah.
and it's also its proximity to what else here? What else can I show you?
On
Well,
the
there
other
we
side
go.
of the mountains is Asheville. Yeah,
Here we go. So here's Atlanta.
Yeah.
This is good. So you can see that arrow's where he's at, and then you got Knoxville, you got Atlanta right here, marked somewhere just north of here, and so you can see the whole greater area. Greenville, see Asheville.
Yeah.
So you can get pretty good feel for where he's at. And in that search, it actually ran up a lot, like a lot about vacation rentals and all that sort of thing.
There's a lot there. That's like the town right outside the entrance to Great Smoky Mountain National Park. So I mean, it's lots of stuff, lots of touristy stuff, and lots of cabins and hotels and restaurants and.
Awesome. I'm just glad when they get in, man. They're a hoot. But they are, man. They're a cool couple. I like when they get in. Well, I like when they join the show. A lot of clarifying needs to be done, right? Like that. So how you enjoying that big soft one there, Mark?
Big softy, man. Whew. It is it's a wheat pale ale from my Monday Night Brewing here in Atlanta. So it's a nice. You get some. It's got that hazy color. I mean, it looks like a wheat ale, but it's got very mango and pineapple. So they use what hop? I don't know if they say what hop it is.
Like
you get a little bit of the wheat, but not a lot.
Citra and Simcoe is what they say.
Yeah.
Oh, with nice in Munich.
Yeah. So it's
Munich and
very
malts.
Mm-hmm.
That should be really nice. Super
Yeah,
smooth.
it's a really nice beer. I think it's become I think it's a year-round thing for them now. So this would be a perfect. What's the ABV? 6%.
Yeah, 5.2. I'll
Yeah, I mean,
share
yeah.
the screen.
So refreshing. Got some nice. Got some of that wheat kind of components. You know, you get a little bit of that banana earthiness, and then some nice citrus. It's a good one.
So, I
Just
like
in time
that.
for spring.
It has a nice little feature in here that I can't do in Safari, but in
Yeah.
Chrome I can do. In any case, here's the big, the big softy.
The
Baby.
big coffee.
I don't know if you can go low on that, right? Because if you the soft, then that's kind of anyway. So you got 748 totals on here, 181 in the last 30 days, 5.2 ABV, 30 IBU,
Mm-hmm.
and 386.
Yep.
Very, very solid beer. Here's a better look. Here's a look at a picture from John S. right here. But I mean, that nice and cloudy, all of that. I mean,
Oh, okay. Your
So-
pound.
That's a big softy in a your pie glass.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Boy, there is a lot of
we
what
did.
do you call them? Entendres? What do you call them?
Double entendre.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of,
Yeah.
hey, we have another.
Oh, I saw him. That first one. Yeah, Robert posted it.
Oh, look at that! Oh, Coach drinking out of the pitcher, man. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah. So, Coach, what are you drinking, brother?
Drum roll, please.
What are you drinking, bro?
Unhappy I was.
I don't want to talk about it. It's Coors Light. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Oh man.
He says
Hey, there's some cuties. How you guys doing today? Hey, how you doing? I see you.
Causing trouble.
Yeah. Awesome. Hey man, we've got all the wives on here today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not what that is.
Oh my god!
Absolutely not. Who needs that trouble? Nobody needs that trouble. Anyway, I'm gonna put it on mute and listen to you guys.
Yeah.
Coach is a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt, man.
I just don't know why Joe D talks so dirty. Why do we say dirty words like that?
A lot of sexual innuendo on this show.
Yeah,
Already.
a lot of innuendo here on that.
Innuendo.
Innuendo here. That's what
If you know what I mean.
if you know what I mean. Oh, and Craig in the chat says big softy. It stands up.
Does it though?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, and then Farm Boy chimed in and said, "Sorry guys, horrible service in the mountains." Hey, I just appreciate you jumping in. That's awesome, man. Gave us another. We all got to see on the map there where you're at in that specific area, and it's you're not actually very far from Mark, and in a matter of hours or so. But in any case, what are you having there, Tom?
I am having a Lagunitas Undercover Investigation.
Oh,
okay. Cool.
I haven't had this beer in forever. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. Today's the day. It's a strong ale, right? I don't even freaking know.
It looks like, yeah,
Thanks.
strong ale, yep. Under investigation, shutdown ale.
Yeah.
Okay.
It drinks like a bigger beer than it is. If that makes sense.
Well,
It's
it's
like 11 or 12. Like
Oh.
I had beer for 13, 14, and didn't taste as strong.
okay. Well, so is it kind of like what Sam Adams does to a beer as well? Like there's 9% beers that Sam Adams makes that damn sure feel like they're
Yeah.
11 or 12 or 13.
It's like the like it almost tastes like the 90-minute IPA. Like that strength, but not fresh, like 3-4 months in.
Interesting.
Now, what's the listed ABV? Is it 9%?
A little higher. Yeah.
It's 9.7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got I'm looking at the main listing for it. So you've got 191 total, 191,000 total, 3,000 in the last 30 days, 9.7% ABV, 66 IBU, and 3.87 bottle cap rating. So pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad.
I don't know that I've had this actually.
I think I've had it once, but it's been several years. So, would you recommend getting it, Tom? What's your?
I'd recommend getting a bottle of it.
Okay, all right. Maybe not.
Don't get the full 6-pack because you might not. I mean, it's a good beer, but it's not something.
Yeah.
If you want to have like 2 or 3 of a beer, this isn't it.
Okay.
All right, Coach. We got a big salute there from Coach. Big cheers. They're chugging Coors Light.
What are you drinking? Hold on. Let me unmute it. Crystal, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking some Rolling Rock.
Rolling Rock.
Oh, Rolling Rock.
Allison, what are you
good
drinking?
stuff.
Blue Moon. Okay.
Oh, Blue Moon and Rolling Rock. Okay. So we've got Coors
Well,
Light.
both of those beat the Coors Light. Just so
No
you know.
doubt. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know.
Rolling Rock's not hard.
I like Coors Light.
Tom, you're the man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah. Coach is the one drinking the chick beer, isn't he?
Yeah, they're drinking the heavy duty stuff like Rolling Rock. He's drinking the Coors Light.
Yeah, he's the one drinking the Coors Light. Did he have his pinky out? I thought I saw his pinky.
I hope
you call
that
it chick beer, Jody. Say hi.
Hello.
Oh, there's the other half. Okay, how you doing?
That's not the other half.
Oh, that's not the other half.
I'm just the bartender.
Oh, the bartender. Well, a very good-looking bartender. How you doing?
How you
I see the way you're looking at me. I seen you winking at me right now.
Man, you guys are crazy, dude.
Live and on set.
Check back in a couple hours, head coach. We'll see.
Exactly. Yeah, I've got some incredible beers to drink, so yeah, you never know. You know, it gets better. Make sure.
I'm trying to mute it so it's not too loud for you guys, but I'm still watching.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your service.
Thank you, Joe.
Coach coming in with the audible.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I've got this for Coach. Watch. Yeah. There you go. What are you drinking, Earth?
I'm drinking the Doppelbock from Einstock.
Oh,
very nice.
Icelandic Doppelbock.
I don't think I've had anything from Einstock.
Where are they out of?
What is it? Iceland?
Okay. So they're like, okay. Reykjavik,
Yeah.
Iceland?
Yeah.
Isn't the population of Iceland like 400,000?
Yeah.
What was the name of that brewery?
I think there's more reindeer
Einstock.
Yeah. There it is. Einstock.
Made by
Yeah, I think there's actually more reindeer than people in Iceland. So.
Isn't it crazy? Like throughout the years, the strongest people, like in battles and everything, like with the Vikings and all that crap, like the strongest people survived, and then they bred for future. So, like people that are alive
All
now,
live in Iceland now.
strongest. You know what I mean? Vikings that were around. That makes
What
sense.
and they still win like world's strongest men to this day, don't
Yeah.
they? Like
Huge Viking.
they're always like these big old bastards, man. You know, you're like, what the hell? I don't fight people like you. I shoot them. You know what I'm saying?
You better shoot fast.
And you better shoot fast. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Because good luck to you if you don't. Right? If you're a little slower, then that's it. So is this the right one there? Pretty sure.
Yeah, that's it.
23,000 totals on here, 137 in the last 30 days, 6.7 ABV, no IBUs rated, and a 364. Would you give it about that score or a little better?
My score will be better than that.
Okay.
But it usually is anyway.
So this is a limited edition, seasonal, only available from October to December. Oh, I was also drinking a that same seasonal beer, but a lot more sessionable. Yeah, that's cool.
It doesn't have a. I think it has a Best Buy date on it because it says September 30th of 2019. So I'm thinking that's Best Buy.
They usually do it in increments of like 6 months, right? So if you see the Best Buy, it's like 6 months from when they brewed it or something like that.
Yeah, for certain beers. Other beers, I think it's 4, but I think beers that are more hoppy, right? Like your real hoppy IPA, I think they give a 4-month rating. But
I think they did this one in like October to December sometime, so they're probably giving it close to a year. Maybe it was September when they brewed it, and it came out around October.
And for those that didn't see, I had cracked open a Shiner Holiday Cheer. So, from Shiner Brewery.
And now, is that from this year or last year, Joe?
Yeah, this was from this past year.
Yeah. Maybe that might have come out of your temperature-controlled storage unit.
It did, but it was only aged a few months. So this, yeah, this one's. But in any case, 5.4% ABV on this one. Everything Shiner is just going to be really sessionable and smooth. But this one had quite a bit of flavor. I really liked it. It was really good. I liked the body in it. Still held up well. And Shiners are screw top.
They're still twist offs. Amazing.
So you get really good smoke out of twist offs. You really do. Like some of the best smoke comes out of twist caps for some reason. Don't know why.
It has time to curl up through those threads before it expels.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, that sounds.
No, I'm just kidding.
And it sounds as good as any other theory. Why not? You know. But real quick before we get to Bum, and Bum has a shorter malt liquor report today. But real quick, I do have a giveaway if anybody's interested. We can do a giveaway. I have a shirt, a large shirt though. So whoever can wear a large is the first person like email me for these things. And then I have a couple of koozies, both from Paulinier. Paulinier wanted everybody to know this isn't like an ad per se, but they did send out these, mind you, empty cans of Paulinier beer, not fully loaded. They were empty, just as empty as they sound right here. That's the way they came to me. They pinched pinholes on the bottom of these things and mailed them out. But they just wanted everyone to know that they're now canning Paulinier, so you can get their Hefeweizen and their original Munich Lager canned. And they just want everybody's input on would they be drinking Paulinier and all that sort of thing. So they sent out some swag, and I'll give it away, man. So
you know what you do, Joe? You drink a couple of local craft beers, just send it.
So they did promise that there's beer coming. So, but yeah. So I didn't really know what to do with the swag. So I'm like, I talked to the committee and and we made an executive decision to. Who's this in the chat? What is this? Oh, Eddie. Yeah, I'll shout you out, man. Yeah, there you go. Consider yourself shouted. But so anybody, and these koozies are kind of cool, man. They actually have the nice Palmer label on the bottom, and there's 2 of them. And so for all you koozie fans, if you email me jodreviews@gmail.com, and I will do my best to get this swag out to you, man.
Are Share a Beer employees and their families eligible, Joe?
Not their families, but employees can enroll one time. So
on a monetary basis.
Yeah, no multiple entries, but yeah. Absolutely, yeah. No, yeah, whoever wants them, if you think you can squeeze into a large shirt or the koozies, just let me know, man, and I'll get them out to you, I promise. But that will lead us into said malt liquor report. So now we have to kind of vote on something, because even though we have and this is actually great that we have a short malt liquor report, because I need everyone's opinion on this. How should we now lead it? What sound effects should we lead into the malt liquor report with? Maybe we can get Billy D's opinion. I've got this sort of music. Oh yeah,
it's too inviting.
Or I can lead in with this. Oh yeah, that's not too porn sounding. Or we can all the way slow down.
I think that's it. I vote for that.
We also have this.
Nah.
And we also have this. That doesn't fit either.
Nah, I go for 3. Works every time, baby.
Works every time. So here we go. The Malt Liquor Report, show 501 with Billy D. Oh yeah. Bringing it to you. Works every time. With Billy D. That's right.
Yeah, that's definitely the winner.
That's definitely the winner. Nice.
Okay, to our abbreviated malt liquor report this week, we have nothing to report except one shout out to us from the malt liquor referee 209J Jones.
Oh, should we dial him up or no?
Yeah, dial him up.
Okay.
I think it should be still his most recent video, water only 30 days malt liquor video. And I told you last week that he was doing no malt liquor for a month.
Oh. So let's see. Let me share the screen. Takes me just an extra second now. Whoops, damn it. Now I know what I was doing wrong. Okay. Got to get used to the new functions. There we are.
Yeah, that's the second video in. Just go to the 5-minute mark. He does an outdoor video here, and he talks about us.
Can everybody hear this?
Well, there may be some silence in certain parts of it since he's outdoors. Okay, here we go.
Stay dead, bitch.
Yeah, here we go.
Milk Dud D, your fucking 500 fucking videos of you and 6 other homos drinking fucking craft beer doesn't count. There was no malt liquor. So you have to reset that shit, all 500 videos of good shit. Tell me you had your chance, you fucked up. Okay, Vegas, since you, with authority, that old one fucking straight from malt liquor hell, and that's where you'll fucking spend it to me, you fucking.
Did everybody else hear that?
Barely.
Yeah, it's kind of real faint. That's as loud as I can get it.
Yeah.
Your Badland Bugs, Chubbs, or whatever your big fat giant ass. Who the fuck can't drink 80 ounces of fucking Capri Suns or whatever stupid shit you do? You're close to 600-700 pounds. Who the fuck? None of your shit.
Dear God.
Don't count. Taking all shadows. I like you, but that carries you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard to hear that the basics of it was he says that all our first 500 shows don't count there because there was no malt liquor.
No malt liquor,
And,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and Jay Vega, with the power that he has, sent me to malt liquor hell, and that's where I will die.
I caught that part. I did catch that part. Yeah. So that, hey, but that's better than nothing.
And then he made a comment regarding my sexual orientation.
I thought he did. Yeah. I didn't know who that was, but I know somebody got
that was about me.
Yeah. Okay. So that was
so that's it. That was the Malt Liquor Referee's tribute to us for 500 shows.
So that, hey, not bad. So thank you, Billy D.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Brought to you by Billy D. That's right. Works every time.
We need to have like a Billy D advertisement.
The music's better than what he was talking about.
Hey, they ought to be thanking us for raising the production value on their beverage. I don't even know that I'd call it like beer. I mean, they don't even call it beer. They call it malt beverage, right?
Yeah, it's not real.
It's not real. It's exactly, it's like he said, it's not,
I mean, if I was stranded on an island, that's all I had to drink, I'd probably call it beer. But other than that,
yeah.
Oh, thanks, Eddie. Eddie, he said I'm going to tell all my friends and family members to sub to you. Have a nice day, bro.
All right.
All right, man. Thanks. Hey, we'll take every single one we can get.
Thank you, Eddie. Eddie, pizza.
Yeah, pizza. Exactly. Yeah, and Dilly.
And Dilly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, speaking
Here.
of, you guys hear the breaking news about the lawsuit?
Oh, really?
Yeah. There we go. Apparently, Miller Coors is suing Anheuser-Busch about the corn syrup commercials.
No, didn't hear that.
Are they really?
Imagine that. Yeah, I don't know any. I just heard a soundbite somewhere, and I don't know anything more about it. But it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black. I don't really understand, but
are they suing because of how can I say this? Now, like you can patent the way something's done. Do you think they're suing because they're almost? How can I say?
I don't know. They do use corn syrup.
Yeah, I mean they do. So
maybe they thought it was derogatory or whatever. Just kind of trashing them.
Yeah.
So they're calling a difference between corn syrup and high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, they might. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of funny. You get Coors Light suing Bud Light, basically. Miller Lite suing Bud Light.
I mean, what, half a dozen or the other. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Do we really care if they sue each other?
Imagine being in that courtroom arguing about that. Like, what?
I mean,
you both make shit. But,
what do you think? Honestly, what do you think of that sort of? I mean, those sorts of things, are they really lawsuits, or is it just something they file and it's going to get kicked out, or they're going to end up withdrawing it anyway, just to get headlines, just so they could say, you know what I'm saying? Like, just so they could say, oh, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, just so it's out there in the public, they're not just taking all of this abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we actually did.
That's part of it. Yeah, I mean, what's it cost them? A couple $100,
Yeah, I mean,
$1,000. You have to write up the lawsuit and send it to the court. And,
right. Some of these lawsuits that are actually filed by these ginormous corporations are just they're not worth the paper they're written on. It's just for face, right? Just so they have something that says, oh well, we actually filed a lawsuit against them. We actually are suing them right now over that. Just so that they can at least wipe some egg off of their face.
More attention is good attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure in some sort of way they got something out of it. Uh-oh.
That looks pretty bad for him, though.
Uh-oh. Guess who's back?
Havana?
Oh, yeah.
Bobo.
We got Bobo back in the house. He is back.
Do that like 4 more times.
He's got his headphones on.
Yeah. And he's saying hey to Eddie. Oh, Eddie's in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie don't know what's about to hit him.
He doesn't know what can of worms he just opened.
Yeah, he just opened
it. He's about to tell Eddie what he just did on a trampoline recently.
Yeah. Yep.
But we have interaction.
Hey, yeah. Oh, this is great. I love sound effects. Sound effects are awesome. But you know what? We could also actually, we could add a little crowd noise into this thing too, man. Yeah, make it sound like, this is a busy place to be.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're in a coffee shop.
Back with Coach.
I mean, this actually is the Sarah Beer Show. Yeah, we're with Coach. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is, we're in a pub, we're hanging out. The ambient noise. There it is. Boom. Right? We got our ambient noise. Hey, we could actually add in some streetcars and stuff too.
Need a couple of glasses breaking in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not, we definitely, and then every once in a while there's.
Yeah, I like that. Now it is a virtual bar.
Yeah, it's actually like being at a beer fest. Because, occasionally you do hear glasses breaking at a beer fest and everyone goes, oh!
Yeah. Like when you're in high school and we had the real, regular plates. Someone would walk with that tray and drop, everyone goes crazy.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a 50-year tradition.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. And we could also add a little, thunderstorm in there once in a while, a little rain, because we like to sit outside. We're not just inside cats. We like to sit on the patio and stuff.
So you see, Bobo says, I used to do trampolining, but I got banned.
Yeah, poor Bobo.
Oh, man.
How long did you get banned? I got banned in 2012. I have not been back since.
Sad.
That's so sad. So sad. So my next beer, was a Cigar City Maduro.
Nice.
So, solid beer. I don't necessarily need to go into explanation on it, but I can show it for anybody that is not familiar with it. Maybe you're in an area where you still can't get it. I was until very recently, so it's been pretty cool to at least have it now. You know what I'm saying? So wow, what happened? Oh, okay, that was her.
I got a random question for you, Joe.
Sure.
Good. When you post the video, do you put keywords?
Yes.
Do you like? I was thinking like if you like, how can I say this? Do you put the keywords of like the beers that we're drinking? Because I feel like more people would click.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. It's a matter of it. One of the things that does help me is when I actually do go and take the time to do that. Sometimes I just don't have much time after the show ends, and I'm kind of like, I like to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Other than typing stuff in for the next 45 minutes after the show ends. Because sometimes the shows are, I don't know, long. You know what I'm saying?
Occasionally, yeah.
We've been known to go a little over sometimes. It's kind of tough to log all those beers in. One of the little tricks that I have used for anybody else that might do something like this, every beer that I log into Untapped, I can kind of go page back, and kind of get those off of there. So the times that I have put it in there, I use some shows. If you look in the description, I actually say who had what beer. I've actually taken that much time, but that takes time. That takes a tremendous amount of time. It's a fantastic idea. It's just a matter of getting it done. One of the reasons that YouTube went to this new. Oof! I need to turn the fan on. It's hot in here, man. Sorry, guys. It's like 80 outside here. It sucks.
We had snow this morning, Joe.
For all the rest of you that aren't in Arizona, sucks being you bitches.
In the northeastern area of the country, when you wake up in the morning, the snow that you didn't even know is going to be there.
It's just to let you know, it's supposed to be in the 90s next week, so that's the kind of place we live in. In any case, but that is what happens. I sometimes will go back into my Untapped. So if I don't close the screen, then they're all up there. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'll go back and I'm like, I can sometimes remember. Oh, okay. I don't have it all written down like who had what beer, but sometimes going through them, I'm like, oh yeah, so and so had that beer and so had that beer. So I'll actually take the extra time. And I don't know that it really helps, though, to tell you the truth, in my overall views, because the shows that I've taken all that time to go through with don't necessarily get any more hits, even after a few years, than the ones that I just don't do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Keywords or the description?
Well, I'm sorry, I was missing my complete point. One of the things that Google has done with YouTube, and one of the reasons they went to this new studio beta, is because their algorithm, everything, their algorithms are getting really, really good at picking up voice and picking up words that are in there, and that's part of what's in this beta. So once I do actually have time to see the videos and stuff and some of the extra features that are in the beta, that's part of it. Because Google, YouTube wants to make it easier on you as well. The easier they make it on you to upload videos, the more videos you'll upload, and the more people will tune to YouTube to keep right and make it relevant. That's it. The easier they make it on us, the better we can make it on them for content.
It's absolutely crazy. They demonetize you, but they monetize you. If that makes sense. They take the profit that you would get that you're not getting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
videos that don't get monetized.
There's and good for the people that are making literally 15 million a year off of this damn stuff. I mean, good for those people.
I got more zeros in my paycheck than they do.
You absolutely do. You absolutely do. And with more Eddies out there that are getting people to tune in, we can add more zeros.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm gonna drop out. I'm gonna keep watching the show. I might even pop up in the comments, but I got some stuff to do. I'm gonna end it early tonight. I will see all of you guys next week.
All right.
Later, Mom.
Thanks. Peace out.
Mark, I will hook up with you next Saturday.
Yes, I will. I'll let you know when you get into town.
Okay, I'll text you this week.
Sounds good. All right.
All right, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Later, Bob.
There we go. New beer.
Don't
call it Hot Lana.
Yeah. Another Monday Night Brewing.
I've always called it Hot Lana.
Quadruple dry hop IPA.
What's going on in the chat right now? I'm so confused.
I'm starting to really.
Bobo's explaining to Eddie his history, I think.
He says, I was a real badass in high school. In school, I drank, I smoked, I flirted with girls, and I farted in class.
Yeah. when Bobo's in the chat, you just never know. It's
no filter.
There's no filter in there, man.
Yeah.
It's
Ooh.
That sounds delicious.
It looks good.
Absolutely. Look at that head, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice creamy white head.
You want that?
Big softy, creamy white head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just slightly bitter, baby. You just keep putting it in your mouth. It'll work. It ain't expired yet. That due date's still good. 4,100 listings on here. 628 in the last 30 days. 8.5 ABV, 55 IBU, and 4.12. Mark's got the highest one so far.
Tomland today.
Hey, Night Brewer, that's they get some good reputation.
Yeah, they do a good job. I'm really been.
What I like about that brewery is their history, like how they started. I love that story on how they started. It's a great story.
Yeah, their whole thing was they get together on Monday nights and they would let everybody know via Twitter, and people would show up, and that's how they would test their batches.
Yeah,
nice.
Home brewers.
I mean, that's a great story. I mean, what I was hoping Zach would jump in, because Zach actually did an interview for a bigger podcast. If you can imagine a bigger show than this one?
That one that's bigger than us.
Yeah, there might be one that's controversially bigger than us, right? They're not necessarily. They just say they are. Come on. It's controversial. But yeah, I was hoping Zach would chime in, because they're doing some things this past week or two that are pretty cool, man. Over there in Denver. So I tell you, man, I am really dying to. I'm looking forward to going to Denver this year for the Audio Fest, but to also have a bunch of beers, and hopefully, crossing fingers, we can actually see Zach this year. That'd be awesome. But
yeah, we'll have to coordinate that. I think I got my tickets for the Audio Fest, so now I just need to figure out the exact days we're going to be there and around it.
Right.
Find an airfare that's accommodating budget-wise.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time. Yeah. I haven't made any of my arrangements yet, but it's definitely in my. That's definitely in my goals to get that done here. Yeah, I'll wrap that up. Let's see. Hopefully by May. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them. Sometime in May.
That was a free badge check-in. That's pretty good.
Now for check-ins, I thought Untapped showed me when I first logged in that check-ins You get a March Madness check-in right now. If you log in.
Yep, we do.
So you got one?
I got one earlier in the week.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like on Wednesday or Thursday, I think it was. Must have been one that starts.
So who's getting
did
it?
you watch March Madness? Anybody been watching the game?
Yeah, I watched. I watched. Who was it? It was LSU versus somebody. Maryland. I watched LSU versus Maryland before we started the show. Maryland put up. That was a hell of a ball game. And Maryland barely lost, man. I mean, I really felt bad for them. Those kids put up a hell of a fight. But hey, LSU, you know, that one guard they have, man, he just kept going at it, and yeah, now they're talking ages and stuff in there.
I just asked how old they were because Eddie was like, the way that they were talking, I was like, is this kid really young? Like 5, 6, 7, 8. Said he's 7.
Hey, Ron.
Oh, he's 7?
Yeah.
No, 32. That's good.
I wanted to ask.
No, that's not possible. You can't be 7, can you?
You don't know. On the internet, you just don't know.
Let me see.
He could be 57.
If your parents aren't monetizing or you know, parental controls.
7? How could you type that well at 7?
Yeah.
Kids nowadays are born with keyboards on their hands. Like
they come out with a keyboard. They come out texting. Like, LOL. Or WTF. That's the first thing they text. But WTF.
Imagine if if you were born and you seen your mom or dad on a phone, or like, you know what I mean, type in and text in, like that would become natural.
How about this theory, Tom? I think Bobo and Eddie are the same person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems that way.
That's just too
He created an alter ego.
They fooled us, didn't they?
Isn't it like a
You see, you got Bobo, Eddie. I mean, they're
Bobo-esque.
Yeah. You know, that's just my theory. You know what I'm saying? we got Rod J in the chat as well, and
he's older than 7. So
dipping some skull. Oh, listening to Blackfoot.
You got some dip and some Blackfoot. Yeah, I don't know what Blackfoot is, but I know he's dipping.
Yeah, I don't know who Blackfoot is. Who's Blackfoot? That's a new one on me. Listening to Blackfoot? Okay, dude, I gotta look this up.
I'm looking it up on Tidal right now.
Yeah, Blackfoot.
Nobody's heard of it? That's it.
Blackfoot Band? Oh.
That was like a rock band.
Blackfoot Sioux. Artist, Blackfoot.
Yeah, they're a band. Yeah, they're a southern.
Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Oh.
Blackfoot is an American southern rock band from Jacksonville, Florida, and formed in 1969, for Christ's sake, and I've never heard of them.
Yeah. Highway Song. Oh, they did Highway Song? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Well, for those,
I just added them to my to listen to list.
Yeah, I will be listening to. Oh yeah, Bum's chiming in there. Blackfoot veteran South rock band. So there you go. Boom.
Okay. Well, there we go. From the hometown, same town as Tom. No, Tom Petty was from Gainesville.
That just goes to show you with the sheer amount of audio that I listen to, and I know Mark listens to. Dear God,
just
still have not to even hear of Blackfoot. I mean, that's
probably heard of a couple of the songs, but just never made the connection. You know.
Right, yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely, I'll listen. I like some good Southern rock, so we'll see what it's.
Yeah, nothing wrong with good Southern rock. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking them out for sure.
But you got to make sure you're dipping. You got to get some slow.
You got to get a good dip in there.
Got a good.
I do that, man. I get the bed spins. Terrible.
For all of you that haven't heard the full rant, I'm going to give you the full rant from the chairman. Here we go.
Special fuck you shout out to Joe D.
Oh no! Wait. This
and
is
the rest
actually
of his
this is the full rant.
Special fuck you shout out to Joe D. and the rest of his craft beer cunts. Just noticed he's fucking talking shit. About the malt liquor drinkers on YouTube. Fuck you, Joe D. You fat piece of shit. Believe I called you out to make a malt liquor video like
8 years ago.
Damn near 8 years ago. Never fucking did it. Now you're doing Google Hangouts talking about me week after week. Up yours, Joe D. You fat piece of shit.
That was all done with love. Much love, of course. But for those of you that haven't heard the full rant from the chairman, I think, was that our big first rant from the chairman?
One of them. Yeah.
It was one of them, wasn't it? So that's when we first started. I think might have been a couple into it by that point, right? And then I was like, oh, that was just when he had that one. I was, oh, that's just too good. I have to get that one and keep it. That was a keeper. So yeah, that's when we started keeping it and stuff like that. So you know. But yeah, I don't know what's happening in that chat room right now, but I really don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got to ask, you know, once Bobo gets in there, just put it out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? I've got a beer that is very new to me. I don't know. Did I have this before? I have to see. I'll show you guys, and then you can tell me if I had it. I don't know if I had it. A Can O' Bliss Tropical IPA from... I did, didn't I? Last week I had this.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah, last week.
It's not bad, yeah.
It's not, yeah. So never mind. I'm not gonna have that one. I've got one for sure that I know I haven't had yet. So you guys tell me. You can vote. I've got two beers here that I can have. They're both big bottles of beer. So you let me know. One's really low ABV, and another one's really high ABV.
Oh, I know which one I'm going to vote for.
So we've got King Harbor Brewing Company Swirly. This is the chocolate vanilla swirled ale. There's that one. So, and the next one's from Omegang, Game of Thrones Royal Reserve Collection, King in the North. Barrel-aged Imperial Stout.
Ah, you know which one I'm going to say you got to drink.
You know where my vote lies.
Is that a new one, or is that an older one?
New-ish, yeah. New-ish, yeah. So is it the Game of Thrones? I know Mark said something about Game of Thrones new season coming up shortly.
Yeah, is it like April 14th or something?
So I thought, you know what? I've got all these Game of Thrones beers, man. I drank one last week, if I'm not mistaken, or was it the week before? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, you know, I might as well start. I mean, you got to drink them sooner or later. So here we go, guys. If you're not familiar with the Game of Thrones beers from Omegang, Omegang's the only brewery allowed to brew Game of Thrones beer. If you happen to see one out there that's not from Omegang, then it's not an official, let's say. Not saying it's not a good beer, but it's not an official Game of Thrones beer. And you know, you have to make that disclaimer these days because, I don't know, what is there, 8,000 breweries just in this country alone?
Yeah.
You know? They make it convenient. You've got a pull tab like you do around a pack of gum. Makes it nice, so you can pop that right off. And you pop the top cover off, and there you are. You're exposing the Omegang cap, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice checker pattern to it. So let me get my glass ready. I've got my main big, nice taster glass that I like to sample from, sample the good stuff. And you know what I'll do first? I'll share the Untapped, and that way we can all get an idea of.
Yeah, it was interesting when we were up there a couple years ago and took the tour. They said that when they got the Game of Thrones, the right to do the Game of Thrones, they said it really upped their exposure. I mean, tons more people outside of the craft beer geeks became aware of them. It's been a really profitable relationship for them. That's for sure. Because Game of Thrones fans, they're going to get the beer just because of the Game of Thrones, and they're not necessarily craft beer drinkers, but they try the beer and they like it. And yeah, they said it's just really been really profitable relationship.
I mean, if HBO or Game of Thrones would step up and make us their official beer share show, I mean, we don't really need any more exposure, but yeah, it would help us. You know, we could even give some of the management and even some of the lower management a raise. You know,
that would put an actual number in front of all those zeros.
Yeah.
Well, not that I'm complaining.
Exactly. Right. Actually, something that's a little more substantial, right? Yeah. So here we go. This beer was added on November 2nd of 2018. Like I said, it's a new-ish sort of. Okay. So it's not too far off. 14,000 total ratings on here. 14,500. 1,150 in the last 30 days. It's classified as a Russian Imperial Stout. 11% ABV, no IBUs rated, and a 3.95 on this one. I'll cover just the first part of this. King in the North, a beer for John, is an Imperial Stout aged for over 6 months in bourbon barrels. The beer is black as pitch with aromas of bourbon and chocolate, a fitting comparison for a long, dark night. King in the North is our final expression of what a court brewer would offer a noble lord or lady. Perfect balance and pure drinking pleasure. So I think I only bought one of these, so I don't have like another one to age. So this will be it. So I'm pretty much having this one fresh, really. I mean, it's only a few months old. Point. But here we go. Let's see if we can make Neri eat some smoke, man. Here we go. Oh! It started out boom, and then just really fizzled out after that. It kind of went big softy after that one.
Yeah, went big softy.
So here we go. I'm going to give it a hard pour, just so we can get some nice head out of that one, baby. You know, you got to go hard to get some nice. Oh! Picture. Oh! I almost screwed that one up.
Yeah.
Tappa. Sorry, Sadiq. I almost screwed up the photo. Almost. Not quite. And I made sure to get the Earth Tappa in there. There we go. Photo is done. That one's in the books. So there we go, guys. Look at that, man. Look how dark that one is. Look at that.
Imperial Russian Stout is the style. Okay.
This is phenomenal. Oh, please. Yeah, you're getting
tasty.
You're getting really nice, dark, roasty malts for sure. It has a real bready, roasty, malty smell. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting chocolate notes in there. Trying to smell some bourbon. I guess you're getting some faint bourbon in the back of your nose, if you will. But yeah, there's some. If you know that's in there and you're searching for it, you'll get it. You know what I'm saying? But it does smell nice. It doesn't smell 11% ABV though, which is scary. This beer I never refrigerated. This is right off of the shelf in the pantry. So never touched the fridge.
Room temperature straight up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
This is, guys, don't buy this. Don't. This is a definite drain pour. Send it to me. I will pour it down my drain. No, seriously. This is a medium beer. It's not super heavy. What you would think an Imperial Stout would be. It's not real heavy in your glass either. Look at that. It just floats around nice and easy, man. It's a real medium-bodied beer. Like I said, I never refrigerated this. It's always been on my shelf in the pantry, so it's been room temperature this whole time, standing up, of course. Super smooth, man. This beer is super smooth, silky, not dry, sticks around with you. You're getting that nice, it's not overly sweet. You're not getting a super semi-sweet kind of beer. You know what I'm saying? You do get real faint chocolate notes, real faint hints of that bourbon barrel, which is nice. Just like they said in the description. It's spot on what they said. But the real kicker here is that this beer is warm. It's what some people would call warm. It's room temperature. So I'm getting everything that I can get out of this beer. Man, I'm not tasting alcohol. It does not taste like 11%. It sips more like a 7 to 9% beer. You know what I'm saying? Not 11.
That's crazy.
This is silky smooth.
So the bourbon is in the back, way in the back.
Yeah,
barely.
it's not.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. It is well done. Well done, yeah. Now, some of these sips that I'm getting now towards the end of my glass here, a little more bourbony, but very tolerable. Because as you guys know, I don't like hot beers. I don't like a beer that is hot right away, like tons of bourbon. And in this sort of beer that I haven't aged very long, typically you got to do a little over a year of aging to at least get some sort of, where the beer settles down and you don't get that heat from the bourbon barrel. Not this. This is fairly fresh and very nicely done. My hat's off to Oma Gang, man. So far, what is this, my second Game of Thrones or maybe third Game of Thrones beer? Yeah, so far, pretty solid.
How much did you pay for the bottle? Do you remember how much you paid for that?
I think the early bottles I got were more expensive than the recent ones. I think these ones are running below $20 somewhere.
That sounds like $15, $17 a bottle.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, in the early days they were higher. I think as they're gaining popularity and stuff, and they're selling more and more of it, they're probably actually able to bring down the cost. Solid, man. I mean, you're getting, what is this, a 750? More than likely, it's a wine bottle. I mean,
yeah, probably 750. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't see a date on here either. So there's nothing to really. Oh, oof, man, that is hard to read. Let's see, best by 10. Ooh, nice. Okay, they've got a best by date of 10/11. Anybody want to guess how many years?
2022.
Ooh, Earth, you want to guess?
2025.
23. Yeah.
4 years. So 5 years. They said it 5 years out.
Said it 5 years out.
So if I find a bottle, I can open it on my birthday. Yeah, okay. I have to find a bottle. I have to open it on my birthday.
That's kind of cool, isn't it? So, and it's hard to read. I'll show you where it's printed. Can you see that? I mean, that is.
Oh, wow.
That is
the contrast there. That's like black ink on a black box.
That's as tough as it gets. That will challenge eyeballs right there. So, but I mean,
that's painted too, isn't it? Is that paint?
Yeah. No, this is
like a vinyl.
Yeah, it's got some kind of coating because do you see the way that is around there?
Yeah, it is probably like a giant sticker.
But you cannot. You got me curious now. and I'm willing to do this. I got a knife right here, so let's see
I bet
what.
that's a vinyl. I bet that's a vinyl sticker or a vinyl drink wrap, basically.
It's. I don't know. They did something to the actual bottle. It's.
Huh.
You know,
reminds me of the Ivan the Terrible from Big Sky.
Whatever they
2014,
did, they did it really well. It's hard to scrape off. I scraped it a couple times lightly. Now I'm not trying to, break the bottle for Christ's sake, but it's. I'm telling you, man, I'm loving this beer. This is fantastic. I'm gonna go another aggressive pour and just enjoy this one. I mean, look at that head, man. The head is just nice and real light tan. But look at that beer. And again, guys, for those that are new to craft beer or don't necessarily know, and when you get a pour, you want it to look like this in your glass. Nah, son. What you actually do want a nice big head because you're going to get more aroma from your beer that way. Plus, it's doing this in the glass and not in your belly, so you can drink more beer. I mean, if that's your goal is to drink a case, then you want this to happen in your glass and not in your belly. You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to happen somewhere, so it might as well happen in your glass instead of in your stomach as much. It's still going to happen in your stomach, but just not as much. So that's one of the little secrets, one of the little tricks. But it really helps the aroma of your beer while you're, because what do we do first? If you're pouring it in a glass, you sip, you sniff and you sip. I mean, that's what you do. I mean, it's even if you're not purposely, tasting sampling the nose on the beer, you still smell it before you drink it.
See, that's what surprises me. The people that drink malt liquor, they actually have to smell it before they drink it, and I can't believe that they continue on to the drinking part.
Well, the cool thing about drinking the way they do, they're always drinking out of the can or the bottle and have those little openings.
That's true.
So they don't necessarily have to smell it, which is the trick. And most of them either, shotgun. They're trying to get that beer down as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Or beverage, rather. Let me clarify that.
Uh-huh.
Now, Rod J chimed in too. The need the head for the fragrance and releasing of gas for sure. Yeah,
yes.
It really benefits you to have a good head on your beer. So don't be afraid when you saw me. I poured it twice the same exact way. I've got plenty of time right now. I just go at it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Now you do have certain styles. There's some French beers and there's some others that don't give a damn what you do. That beer is going to whoop on you, and it sticks around too. Some of those beers, that head just sticks around. So some of those beers, you might want to go a little easy on, but you kind of learn those things once you get more and more into the hobby, if you will. Hey, I'm into a new form of audio medium. I've gone from
cutting edge. He's on the bleeding edge.
I am on the bleeding edge of analog audio right now. I am way out there. You know what's hilarious is that's not a lie. There is not a lot of people that are actually into vinyl, that are into digital music, that are into all the other forms of music, that are doing what I'm doing right now. I'm out there on an island, and it's a very small one. I am actually buying cassettes. I've got a cassette deck. I have cleaned it. I haven't quite taken it to a professional to fine-tune it yet, but I am getting into the world of cassette tapes again. I ordered my first brand new re-release of a cassette. Prince Purple Rain soundtrack was released on cassette recently. I bought a new one. Taylor Swift has most of her albums released on cassette. Those are actually $30 for most of those cassettes too. I'm not willing to pay for Taylor Swift, let alone $30. But it's interesting, the results. The results on cassette are very interesting. Anybody else getting into any sort of analog music, any sort of music at all? What about you, Earth? Are you a big music listener?
Yeah, I mean, I still have tapes from back in the day, but I don't even have nothing to play them with. So, and then that goes back, way back.
You might have some stuff in your collection that is gold right now. You don't realize.
What I do is go through your collection, give it all, sell it all to Joe, and you can probably buy beer for a year.
You actually, you know,
I had a decent selection, but I don't think I have more than maybe a half dozen or dozen left over.
Oh, isn't it funny? Because I bet you I had at one time. I bet you I had easily 1,000 cassettes.
Oh wow!
I bet you easily at one point I did.
Yeah.
I had those big floor racks that would go up your wall. I had bunch.
I had those for CDs. I had about that many CDs back in the day too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I had a friend that when I first started ripping CDs, boy, we're talking a bunch of years ago. But he invited me over to his house. It was I had only went to his house a couple of times. But he had invited me to his house, and he was like, "Hey, you can rip CDs?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And hey, "Can you rip mine?" And I'm like, "Sure, I'll rip your CDs." You know what I'm saying? I mean, because of course I'm going to have the music. You know what I'm saying? And I'll give it to you. I mean, yeah, sure. You know, and I was blown away by how many CDs he had.
Mm-hmm.
It would have took me, because you guys know, back in the day, it took you a while to rip a CD. You know, it took a while. It's, you know, to actually rip it didn't take too terribly long, but it was all the tagging it and getting all the artwork in there and everything just right.
Mm-hmm.
It took a long time, and he had thousands easily. I mean, not even.
Yeah.
He had rooms of his house that were every single wall, like you see Bum's walls in his house. His walls were literally floor to ceiling. He had 2 rooms easily, floor to ceiling CDs. It was not even. He opened the closet in those rooms. Boom! I mean, it was incredible. I had never seen so many CDs in my life.
That's a lot. Yeah.
I bet you he had a tower of records in his house. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And he was an old school rock and roll guy. He was one of those cats that would take. He used all his time off of work, all his vacation time, all his PTO. He used towards going to concerts. He loved live music.
Yeah,
loved it. I will admit he is what I would consider a total audiophile without necessarily having a 2-channel audio system.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's the quality. I mean, you were watching. What was that? The guy you were referring to? Is it that Tech Moan? Is that the guy you're talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
Guy. Yep. Yeah. He had a pretty good video on kind of the history of cassettes and what's good and what's bad and that type of thing. And the metal tapes, the old school, you know, good metal tapes from back in the day were probably just real close to CD quality, if not better. Yeah.
Oh, Andrew's in the chat. Let me get Andrew a link. We definitely want to make sure to get Andrew in here. I got some stuff to show Andrew. Been waiting on you, boy. Jump on in here.
Enter at your own risk, Andrew.
enter at your own risk. Been waiting on you, boy. So,
yeah.
Having some fun. I don't know how far I'm going to get into cassettes. Hey, Andrew, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Shorty, what's going on?
Yeah, Andrew can call me Shorty because practically everyone to Andrew is Shorty.
Hey, Andrew, how you doing, brother? Hey, Shorty, what's going on? Yeah.
Oh, we got some.
Andrew, I just muted my YouTube link.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got some pretty serious. Hey, we got Eddie in here, man. What's going on, Eddie? How you doing, brother? Hey, Eddie, how you doing, man?
Tom must be off eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
he's
went
busy.
out to get the latest Taco Bell Express.
Yeah, making a run to the bell.
Yeah. Run
Hey,
for the
Eddie,
port.
where you coming from, Eddie?
Call her. She probably trying to call you or something. She never called me. So.
Oh, okay.
But still call her so she can hear you.
What part of the world are you in, Eddie?
I got a feeling someone butt dialed their phone.
You don't know the half of it. If you haven't been in the chat for a while, dear God, Bobo's in the chat.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while since I even seen Bobo in the chat.
That's
Yeah.
it.
He's in there, and him and Eddie been going back and forth. How you doing, brother? How you doing, Eddie?
Man.
Eddie!
Oh,
Can you hear? Yeah. Thank you for. I was literally about to mute him.
Yeah, we were gonna need a verification of some ID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds a little high pitched to me.
Now,
Eddie's
Joe, I mean, I think I found the perfect deck for you if you want to improve your cassette playback experience. I'm sure you'll enjoy this.
Yeah,
This is what you need to do right there. Yeah.
What do we
Not a drag cassette deck. It's only $1,500 on eBay.
Oh dear God.
That's like the holy grail for cassette decks, I guess.
You know the funny thing is that like our British friend was saying, there's only one company that makes heads these days. So any new cassette deck, and Dolby B, Dolby C, and Dolby S are not in license anymore. So nobody can do it.
That's the problem.
You can spend the world on a new deck and not.
Oh no, that was a used deck. That's from back in like.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why it's so hot, because it has all the latest stuff.
I'm interested in that Dolby S, like he was showing in one of his. I don't know if you saw those videos. He actually plays back music, and dear God, when he plays stuff in Dolby S noise reduction, it is real.
Yeah, you definitely need that.
Yeah.
It is really.
Dolby is key for cassettes. Yeah.
But I played that new Prince cassette with Dolby B. When I switched from Dolby B to Dolby C, dear God, the difference, I couldn't believe it. It was really insane. And then listening to that same album on 24-bit, master quality in digital on Tidal, you're still hearing noise. I don't know. Did you happen to play that album, Mark?
No, I haven't. I haven't yet. I mean, I've got it.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal.
I could tell. I mean, just a little bit you shared, there's a difference, but yeah, it's probably.
Even playing that though, there's some recordings, even though no matter how high the quality we get, you're just getting higher quality noise. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just higher quality noise. Hey Eddie, how you doing, brother? Where you coming to us from, man?
Even playing that though, there's some recordings, even though no matter how high the.
I'm gonna have to mute him.
Yeah.
Okay. But in any case, though, hey, what are you having, Andrew? Are you having anything, or are you in the basement? I don't know what's happening.
Andrew, it looks like he's down in the woodshed or something. He's down working on his furnace. It looks like
he's working on the furnace.
There he is.
But in any case, though. Hey,
By the way,
are
guys,
you
made
having anything?
another beer run today.
Yep, there he goes. He's off.
Yeah, he's something.
Oh man.
So.
There he is.
Oh, he's back. Okay, so. Oh, now he's gone. Oh, okay. Eddie said he's not going to be in. Thank you very much. I really do. Hey, we have Carrie in the chat, man. How you doing? Tomorrow I'm going to be 52, and I already had a margarita.
Strong one.
Nice.
Strong one. Of course, I'm home now. Went out for a bit with my sister.
Well, happy birthday, Carrie.
A very, very happy birthday to Carrie. She is a dear part of this show. We love having
Hey, Carrie, I haven't seen you in a while.
She normally has Bud Lights, but she's having margaritas because it's her birthday weekend. Hello. You know, you're allowed to have margaritas on your birthday weekend. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. That's a requirement, I think.
Now, I want to know, did you go well or top shelf with that margarita?
Bud Light, but
Oh, she's back. She's back. I was gonna say.
She's back on Bud Ice right now. She said, "Thank you, Joe, and everyone." Aw.
now I want to know.
Eddie said, "Why Mark blocked me?" There's some serious noise coming from Eddie. Right
Yeah,
now.
that's nothing personal. Just too damn noisy.
God, we are all hearing this, and unless you start talking, Eddie, we're gonna have to I'm gonna have to eject you, man.
Eddie
That
showed
much
himself?
noise. No.
Eddie said, "Why Mark blocked me?"
The Bud Ice, it goes from margarita to Bud Ice. Well, I guess I don't know. I guess that's the better way to do it. Rather than from Bud Light or Bud Ice to margarita.
This is what I called when you're in the dome zone. Like when you're playing a video game with the headset, you can hear each other talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, "I'm home with this older man was hitting on me and my sister. It was so funny. We were playing along with him." Oh, okay.
Yeah, what you got yourself a troll. That's what you got.
Yeah, you got a troll in person, actually. So, yeah.
Or he might be a troll, whoever they are.
Well, guys, I made a beer run, but I'm not drinking tonight. Got to work. We got to work overnight again.
Oh, okay. So what are you having, Andrew? Just
I'm not having anything right now, but I'll be having water. But I did manage to get Black Helicopter.
Oh, look at you! All right.
And it's a coffee stout made with Dunn Brothers coffee. It's a Black Helicopter coffee stout.
Mm.
So
and it's one of Flat Earth's specials they do over winter.
You shake it like a helicopter before you open it?
No, I do not.
Yeah.
There's a major
and this one here is a special that Bad Weather Brewing did. It's a dark cream ale for the St. Paul Winter Carnival. I found the last 2 packs of this at a local MGM.
No, I do not.
Nice.
And then a couple friends of mine gave me another 4-pack of a Black Helicopter. And I found 2 more at another MGM. And I picked up a 4-pack here of Red's Wicked Black Cherry.
Oh, look at you.
Oh.
And then
I'm confused. Eddie keeps getting unmuted, and I mute him.
And then I took and I saw this Red's Pineapple Ale. I had to grab
Pineapple Ale. Wow.
And then I also got.
Oh, look at you with the beer run today.
And then I also grabbed a local Lake Superior oatmeal stout
from Duluth. Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
What I can definitely appreciate about Andrew is when he does buy beer, he buys a lot of local stuff, which is fantastic because I'm not necessarily exposed to everything that's in his area. So he is my exposure a lot of times.
Minnesota has I think between 250 and 300 microbreweries.
Yeah, I can believe that.
With literally Summit being the godfather of all quote microbreweries in the state.
And I happen to have a King Harbor. Oh, never mind. That's not. Never mind. Sorry. I'll shut up now. But I do appreciate when you get, because when you do have beers, you definitely promote Minnesota, and I love that because I'm not exposed to a lot of Minnesota beers. So you are my exposure to Minnesota beers. So that's fantastic. We have someone else that jumps in from Iowa occasionally, and that person is my only exposure to Iowa beers. I swear to God. So
it's not Carrie. Carrie's from Iowa, but she drinks Bud Light.
Yes, she drinks exactly. Thank you for reminding me. She's from Carrie. Someone does jump in. I don't remember the name, but when they do, they have Iowa beers. They're a big Iowa person. I can't think of the name, but I'm always thankful because none of us get Iowa beers. The only one I could think of that might be able to get Iowa beers would be Rod J, maybe?
I think Toppling Goliath is out of Iowa.
Yeah, Toppling Goliath is out of Iowa.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can really get.
That's probably the biggest recognized brewery.
Yeah, the big. You're right. Yeah, that's the big boy. Well, they're the Toppling Goliath.
Yeah,
knock them all over.
But yeah, it's so Minnesota, which deserve, because I actually like Minnesota when it's not freezing ass cold.
It's actually warming up outside right now. It's about mid-50s.
Nice.
Snow's melting, but the rivers are freaking filling up like you can't believe. We got flooding everywhere.
Andrew, in case you didn't hear about our weather here in Arizona, my friend, it is in the it's in the 80s here, and
you suck.
And next week it's supposed to be in the 90s. So
you suck. When it hits 90 up here, I've got a serious case of swamp bass. And that is fact. And I get the trombone. How about that shit?
Yeah, I was waiting on you, man, because we have sound effects back again.
Sweet.
So, yeah, I was like, oh, when Andrew jumps in, then we'll have the drum roll for the show. And then the trombone for the punchline.
Yeah, I was waiting on you, man, because we have sound effects back.
Yeah, that works. Hey, car crash. How about that?
Off the rails.
Yes, off the rails. I need a train. Thank you, Earth.
You need a train for that.
I need a train. Yes, because one of Andrew's big things is the train. We need train sound effects. Thank you.
See what you can strip off of Roadrunner and Coyote.
Yeah, no, I will have train sound effects. I promise you. Other than,
especially for when the show goes off the rails, like within the first 10 minutes.
Oh, we
went there.
We were off the rails before the show even started.
Yeah.
Trust me. The first, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes of the show was just pure. We couldn't get back on the rails. There was stuff leading us back on track, and we couldn't find it.
The track, we went off the track, and then it vanished.
Oh no! Zach says he just got home from work, eating some pizza. Then I'll jump in. Thank you, Zach. Thank you very much. We've been waiting on you, my friend. Waiting on you.
Oh.
So yes.
Oh, just so I'd let you guys know, we got a local local bar. It's going to be closing up here in April due to they sold out to a condo developer.
Oh, well, that's, you know.
And this bar has been around for probably better than 60 years. And it's a working man's bar. It's not a dive bar, but you can go in there and have a decent meal and a Coke for like just short of $12.
That's why they're selling.
No,
probably owners are just ready. They're retiring, or yeah.
No, they don't want to retire. It was just, I think the offer.
The offer they couldn't refuse.
Yeah, the offer they couldn't refuse.
Hey, it's an offer you can't refuse.
The sad thing is that when the developer redevelops a site, they're not going to make a space they can move back into. So when the bar goes away, it goes away.
Well,
it's that one glass I got from the bar that I had in here a couple months ago. Kelly's Depot Pub.
Oh, okay.
You know, sometimes when these sorts of situations happen, if they really want to stay open, they'll find another location. I mean, you know, if they really want to. If they don't, they take the money and they
take the money and run.
Yeah, I mean,
retire, do whatever. Yeah,
that's the way it works.
Because the whole area of it's called Lower Town of St. Paul, downtown St. Paul. But this whole area has been getting redeveloped with condos and stuff, and they're also using old railroad buildings too.
Sounds like Denver, actually. You know, every time I go to Denver, it's just like Zach said, man. There's more and more condos. You know, as a visitor, you know, I don't really know what to say, but it is sad. You know, he made me conscious of it. And now when we go, it's like, oh,
yeah,
you know,
it's been going for quite a while, but it's picked up the last 5 or 6 years. Yeah,
there's a reason why they're doing it too. There's a massive amount of money in condos.
Oh, there's an incredible amount. Are you kidding me? You're absolutely right, Tom. You hit the nail on the head, because they can charge HOA fees out the wazoo, and that never ends. HOA fees never end, and then you've got on top of that your rent, which you're paying, but you're paying these HOAs. I mean, to the developer, which is the person that bought the property.
And HOA, if you ask me, is communism and socialism all rolled into one, because you got to pay these associations, and then you got to say, "Mother, may I do this? Mother, may I do that?" And I don't need that kind of shit in my life. It's like I'd like the idea of mowing my own damn yard. I'll take care of my own snow via either my own snowblower or I'll contract someone with a plow. I'll get it done. But it's my house, my yard.
Yeah. You got so many people paying over $2,000 some of these condos, and there's probably like 100 condos. You know what I mean? What is that? $200,000 a month?
Yep.
Absolutely insane.
And there's a thread bouncing around the web right now where guy saw someone broke into his condo, went after him. Was like, "What the hell are you doing in here?" And it's one of the officers from the HOA. He was rifling through his freaking house. He was like, "What the hell's going on here?" And he brought him to court. And when he did that, literally the cat got let out of the bag, and a shit ton of people lost their asses that were officers on this HOA, and they literally had to sell their condos to pay up. And this guy won I think it was like a $1 million lawsuit or something.
Yeah. Well, no, the homeowners association, the condos association is literally halfway through so you've got a condo and you've got 4 walls. The condo association is for halfway through your wall and out. So they don't have any jurisdiction on the inside. It's on it's for the maintenance and the upkeep and all that stuff. But yeah, if they walk into your property and start rooting around, yeah, they're 100% against the.
I'd be saying castle doctrine, and I'd be giving them a double.
Yeah, the guy's probably lucky they didn't have a 9mm in the head. Yeah.
Or a 12 gauge for that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mossberg shockwave.
It is a huge issue for sure. I pay HOAs where I live. It's the first time in my life I've had to pay an HOA, and it's funny too because prior to me moving here, the dues hadn't gone up in years and years and years, and literally I've been here 2 years and they've gone up every year.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so I don't know the difference. I'm like, oh, that doesn't matter to me because every year I've lived here, they've gone up. You know, now the property values have, skyrocketed, which is good and bad because, yeah, your value goes up, but you pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you?
So when you go to sell your condo, it's like you better be able to recoup all them dues and shit.
Well, I don't have a condo, but I mean, still,
well, you're still hooked into an HOA.
Yeah, I'm still hooked. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You pay HOA fees when you sell your house.
When I sell, I forget how that works, but I don't have to.
If you're behind, they can put a lien on the house. So
to
recoup priority. They take priority. They're like right behind the mortgage company.
Yeah.
You can't sell the house unless the HOA fees are paid up.
Right. Yeah. I'm paid up. I mean, I'm current as hell. Trust me. But it's, the HOA fees that went up this past year, and my payments, I have it set up in my bill pay. It comes out automatic. And apparently I hadn't caught it. And they let you know, hey, you're $12 behind. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, how am I $12 behind? You know what I'm saying? So, you send them a payment immediately, and then I had to up my, redo my bill pay to make sure that $12 goes in when the payment goes in. But yeah, you don't want to run behind on your HOAs because, like Mark said, they may let you fall behind. But if you ever sell, you've got to make good on that.
That is true.
They will get theirs first. Yeah. Who's having another beer? This is the last of my King of Thrones.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Game of Thrones. Sorry, King in the North.
Oh, AJ, stop. Modelo, especial.
Oh, Joe, Zach says in the chat that Denver is a shit show.
Yeah. I love going to Denver. Zach can say whatever he wants. I don't care because I will promote Denver as much as he puts it down. Denver's an awesome. It's the same thing with Phoenix. Like Phoenix is, me working here. Now, for many, many years, I visited Phoenix. I would come here several times a year, and I loved visiting Phoenix. And I still feel that way. I feel like Phoenix is a great place to take a few days off, to come see spring training games, to come see your favorite whatever. A lot of people come here for concerts. They come here for whatever. Spring training games, for golf, whatever it is. It's a great place to visit. Man, when you live here,
you get a Rasputin.
The traffic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when I happen to be
people don't know how to drive.
Yeah, like when I was off earlier this year for 3 weeks, it's like you're on vacation in a vacation spot. It's effing fantastic. I mean, there's so much stuff There's so much stuff. Look at this weekend right now. What's happening here right now? You've got the end of spring training, and you've got the NFL owners meetings happening here. So there's a lot of events happening here right now. A lot of crazy parties and stuff like that you're not even aware of. And if you want to do that sort of thing, you can do it. There's concerts constantly. There is always something happening in Phoenix. Think about it. How many times, when you pay attention, how many times does Phoenix come up just in your general everyday news or whatever? It comes up all the time. There's something always happening here. It is. There's a lot of stuff happening here. So when I happen to be off work, it's great. When I'm working, right? It's and Denver's one of those places. Denver's a fantastic. The way Denver is set up, man, with all its breweries and everything, and with everything that it has going downtown, if you can just get your ass to downtown, it is bomb. There's no other city in the country like it. It is so cool. I'm even including New York effing City. I'm including everything. Denver, there's nothing like it. It is set up beautifully. But to live and work there, I can absolutely see what Zach's talking about. It's gotta suck. The traffic is awful.
It sucks. It sucks here in Minnesota too. I mean, the biggest thing about Minnesota, unlike California, when the interstate system got introduced, MnDOT, they only allowed X amount of space available for highways. I-94, main thoroughfare through Minnesota from west to east,
west to east,
east to west, or west to east, literally, it's still basically down to like 2 lanes, because what MnDOT's been doing is they've been trying to stretch it out where they can. But what they do is they take away from like off ramps and on ramps, and they incorporate other infrastructure that's already there. So you're going from one on ramp and you drive straight ahead. If you don't move to the left, you're going to be going down to another highway.
Yeah. Like they're taking the hazard lane, right, and making it a lane type of thing?
Right.
Yeah, the one thing about the Twin Cities, and that's where he lives. That's where our friend in the North Minnesota lives, is in the Twin Cities. You got St. Paul, Minnesota. I mean, St. Paul and Minneapolis. It's a mini Dallas-Fort Worth. It's a very unique place. It's the only place where one interstate splits into 2 in the same in the same corridor, right? So you have I-35E and I-35W in Dallas-Fort Worth, and north of there in the Twin Cities. So you have the same thing in both places. And they really mirror each other, too. Both cities really, both metro areas, rather, really mirror each other, with the exception that the Twin Cities are, to me, a much cleaner place. They're a much cleaner Dallas-Fort Worth area. But they really do feel a lot alike.
Except in January.
Except in January.
Yeah, you're right there, Mark.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to be a
degree difference. 60
I
degrees.
changed all my power steering pump in January. That was not fun.
It's going to be a little colder in the Twin Cities.
And no garage.
You need to wear one extra layer.
Jay Vega says, come to Memphis. Plenty of malt liquor, and Clementine Projects has all of the crack cocaine you can smoke. Plus, we have good ribs.
I'll go there for the ribs, but nothing else.
Yeah, the ribs sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, and they have a lot of Elvis memorabilia. So.
I'll go there for ribs and barbecue. No problem. You don't have to twist my arm for that.
I'll tell you what, man. What's cool about Memphis? What one thing people don't know about Memphis is it borders a lot of states. So you actually, that's the one thing about Memphis compared to any of the other big cities in Tennessee. Memphis borders Mark? Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas. You've got Missouri.
And Missouri's down there too.
And Kentucky. So, all of that is within just a couple hours. And in some cases, you know, with Memphis, you got people that actually live in Mississippi or live in Arkansas or live in Missouri. Don't say Missouri if you're in Missouri. Trust me. But you've got people that live in those places that actually commute. So the traffic in Memphis is very unique. It's horrible. How about that? Like, it's, because
That's no way to put it. Yeah.
Memphis has some very big employers down there. FedEx is one of them. FedEx is a major employer down there.
UPS has got a good,
Yeah, you got
has a big hub down there too.
And Mississippi and Tennessee kind of all come together along the Mississippi.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you've got Alabama not far away. It's still a little bit.
Yeah, no, yeah, Alabama is maybe 100 miles away.
Right. That's not that far away, but in that immediate area though, Mark's absolutely right. Because you got Minnesota, you got Mississippi down here. If you got Memphis right here, you got Mississippi, you've got Arkansas, you've got Missouri. And then you've got Kentucky over here.
Kentucky. Yeah, so Kentucky's a little farther. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it's we need to go there. You know, I'm just telling the boss we need to go there again.
If you haven't been in that general area, I have been. I've got family in West Tennessee, so I've been from Jackson all the way to Memphis, and north and south. I've got family all in that area.
No, we've been to Nashville quite a bit, but
I've been in and through there. And if you're coming out of Dallas-Fort Worth, all of that is within just 3 hours.
Yeah.
So to me, all of that is within your area. Like all of that is within your. If you can make a 3-hour drive somewhere, then it's in your area. To me, your greater area. And
I mean, you're not that far from Little Rock.
Right.
Louisiana is not that far away.
Louisiana's the other one. Thank you.
Yeah,
yes.
Like Shreveport and all that stuff over there.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
If I ever got down to Louisiana, I'd want to try a crawfish boil.
Oh yeah. Now a pro tip though, Andrew. You don't wear contacts. You're fine.
Nope.
But we were down there like I don't know. We were in New Orleans and we did a crawfish boil. And I wear contacts, and we had quite a bit to drink along Bourbon Street. And we went back to the hotel, and I went to take my contacts out, with the boiling hot spicing on the crawfish boil.
Oh,
yep. Your eyes just started
for like 3 days.
Eyes
yeah.
were burning.
Oh yeah, the pain was exquisite. It was so great.
Now Jay Vega says Beale Street drunk walks are awesome. Nashville sucks. I tell you, man, I have been all through. Trust me, I've been through Tennessee probably 550 million times, man. I mean, a bunch. I mean, I hauled a lot of wood out of that area.
Yep.
God, I've been through there a million times.
Hauling wood. Ooh. Types of music. Blues in Memphis.
Hauling wood? Hauling wood there, Joe?
I haul a lot of wood. Wherever I
go. In Memphis, you get wood.
I got a lot of wood right now, baby. I got everywhere I go, there's wood. No, but Jay Vega is absolutely right. I've been through Memphis, man, so many times, and it's a great place. Another great place to visit if you ever go. Even if you're driving through Memphis, make time to eat. They just like he said, they got some fantastic food there. Just look it up as you're driving. Just as you're driving through, it is fantastic. Some great food there. It's same thing with a lot of these places. Over there on the east side of Tennessee. Tennessee is one of these states where you don't think about it. It's not a huge state, but when you got to drive through the whole damn thing, it takes a minute.
It's big east to west. Yeah, big east to west.
I think
Illinois is huge north to south. You wouldn't think Illinois is, but man, you go north to south in Illinois, you go from solid Midwest to solid Southern. By the time you get to Southern Illinois,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's so it's because you go from Tennessee, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's 480 miles across Tennessee when you drive I-40.
Yeah.
And what is it north to south like?
100,
150.
Yeah, it takes you like 5 minutes. Yeah, it's great.
You can drive north to south in an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's
East
crazy.
to west is like 6 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jay Vega's saying, go to a place called Dyer's on Bill Street. You'll get fries cooked in 100-year-old grease.
Ooh. You get a free malt liquor with that too?
Oh man, I tell you, some of the best breakfast places I've been to have been in Tennessee, in this country. Some of the, because they take a lot of pride in. See them pigs out there? Them the pigs you're eating right now for pork, like for your sausage. Like they make the breast. Hello, they make the best breakfast sausage ever. I mean, some of those places I've been to in Tennessee have been where they throw the biscuits at you and everything. Oh my God, just
Guy Fieri on Triple D went to that one place. It was like, hey, you got a biscuit? And it literally launches it from 40 feet away from the other side of the restaurant.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Phenomenal, really.
I was actually looking at a 4-pack of that, Mark.
All you guys with this.
Old Rasputin. Look at Mark coming in with an old timer in here, man.
Yeah.
$7.99 for a 4-pack. One of the best deals in craft beer, I think.
Hey, we got John in the house, man.
What's up?
What's up, brother?
Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan.
What's going on?
How are you?
Speaking of a person that lives in a halfway decent food district, it has, I don't know, maybe some decent beer to go with it. He lives in a part of the country where, I don't know, I think I've heard of some food from around that region. I don't know.
Any good barbecue at all?
Barbecue?
There's definitely good barbecue. Well, I happen to keep kosher, but there's a lot of built up in that area in the kosher world now. We have some fun.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Brooklyn. A lot of great stuff. I mean, it's pricey, but it's New York, so.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not real barbecue then.
No, it's not like what we consider I guess it's barbecue, but not like authentic Southern,
So it's not like Texas barbecue, Memphis barbecue,
probably not,
or Kansas City or Kansas City, Missouri.
Out of a shack along the side of a field, but it's probably pretty tasty.
It's pretty decent stuff, yeah. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it might or might not be on top of a pizza, and
Yeah.
I mean that's.
Ooh, that'd be good. Ribs on pizza.
Who cares? When you're in New York City, who gives a rip about the barbecue? You're not like in New York City.
Texas brisket on top of a pizza? Yeah, I'd do that.
If you're a barbecue critic and you're going to New York City and you're like, oh yeah, the barbecue here sucks, I'm out here. Like, then leave. You're an idiot. Like, are you kidding me?
If I went to New York, I'd be going there for New York style pizza.
Yeah. You're not in New York City for, crawfish broils. Like, give me a break.
I guarantee you get yourself a nice crawfish broil in New York somewhere.
You're in New York City.
Well, especially in
some of the best steakhouses in the country are in New York City.
Yeah.
What do they have? Crab boils over there in Boston, there, Tom?
Yeah, hell yeah. That's how we do out here.
Lobster boils.
Lobster.
There we go.
Lobster and the clams.
So the one thing that Boston has that a lot of people may not know is some of the best Italian food in the country.
Yeah.
Dude. Some really good Italian food.
A lot of people may not know, because Boston's known for its seafood, right? Absolutely. You go there. If you don't like seafood, what the hell are you doing here? Get out of here, right?
Go get your car.
Go get your car. Drive somewhere else.
Go find your khakis and get out of here.
Right, but they also have some of the best Italian food in the country.
I thought Boston was known for assholes. Not
You got it wrong. You got it wrong.
Absolutely.
We're called massholes, not assholes. All right?
Massholes.
Absolutely.
Been hearing a lot of Sam Adams commercials lately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have been talking about the ancient hops fields that they bring from and
the New England IPA. It's good on your lips.
I've been kind of chuckling at this corn syrup thing I've been seeing on the news.
Yeah, a lawsuit.
So, Zach, I'm glad you jumped in, my friend. I want to hear all about this supposed, podcast that you did interviews on that might happen to have a couple of viewers more than we do. Oh, if he can get on, I don't know if he's.
Check 1 2.
Looks like his screen is froze.
Check 1 2.
Maybe he went to go get a bundle of bananas real quick.
Yeah, maybe
he went to get a bunch of bananas. Yeah.
Did he go get some more corn syrup to put in his beer? What happened?
Yeah, he was a little.
Google said, "Get over here."
Corn syrup for the brewery.
He is over there in corn syrup country, isn't he? Like, isn't that where that's where Coors Light is? So
yeah, maybe he's picking up some excess corn syrup from Coors to put in his beer.
Well, the corn syrup comes from Iowa. It gets brought over by the railroad carload.
That's exactly. Isn't that how they brew beer in Colorado?
Jesus.
You don't need anything else. All those breweries it's just all a big lie.
Do you know how many calls?
Yeah, the German beer purity law. It's like they threw that out the window.
Yeah, that's all out the window. What are you saying, Tom?
You know how many calls?
German beer purity. We have the American beer purity law: water, hops, corn syrup, and malt.
High fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, there we go.
Corn syrup. That's right. Only the best. That's right.
You know how many calls these companies that they were Bud Light was ragging on? They were getting calls. Do you guys really put corn syrup in? You know, I mean, people calling corn.
Oh, there had to be. I bet you there was thousands a day.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That might be what the lawsuit's about. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, like I said, I just think these things are so, whatever. Hey, John, what's going on in your area, brother? Give me something, man.
Things are good. Just drinking on a local beer here, Interboro.
Interboro, wow.
It's called Mad Fat Fluid.
Mad Fat Fluid, nice.
From Brooklyn, New York.
From New York. That's right, New York. Interboro.
Google, you can't talk.
Hey, Tom, I'm actually going to be up in your neck of the woods this week.
Oh, awesome. What part?
I'm going to be in Boston for the week.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, look at you, Tom. John jumps in here, and immediately, I don't even think Tom has had a 4-point-something beer today. And John jumps in here, and within seconds, boom, everybody's trumping him right now.
Mad fat.
So you got
4.12,
11,000 ratings, 310 in the last 37%, 33 IBUs, 4.07, baby. Look at that. Aromas of orange, grapefruit, and pineapple, citrus, and tropical juice on the palate. Soft mouthfeel. Oh, yeah, baby. Soft on your mouth. With moderate bitterness. Just a little saltiness, baby.
Maybe it's going to be soft a little bit, baby.
I've been eating my carrots. I'm just saying.
John, you know better than to bring some of that hipster shit to our show.
Yes! Earth setting straight. That's right. Yeah, what's up? So what are you getting, John? You getting everything in that?
It's really good. It's more like a lot of places around here are trying to model the New England style, so it's very cloudy.
Yeah, that does look like a Tom beer you got.
Yeah, it's very full flavor.
Do you have any breweries that you're trying to hit?
I'm gonna go to on my way up. I'm gonna hit Treehouse.
Oh, there you go.
Because it's
Treehouse,
close.
Western.
It's like sort of on the way, and then I'll be at Trillium and then maybe a couple others.
You should do. We got Lord Hobo.
Oh, okay.
We got Cambridge Brewing.
Lord Hobo.
Cambridge Brewing is like right out like the Harvard area. Then you have Night Shift Everett, which is like 15-20 minutes from Boston. There's a bunch of them. If you like, you ever had Shake Shack?
No.
It's right across the street from the Trillium Brewery.
Shake Shack is the shitty version of In-N-Out.
Yeah, I know the new.
It's
the
expensive,
new location
but it is.
for Trillium is in Fort Point. The new like the restaurant stuff.
Yeah, the old one used to be. It literally was like basically it was like walking into like a walk-in closet, shoulder to shoulder. It's in there.
Oh man,
it wasn't like so bad, but it was pretty bad. It was like one.
Yeah, I don't like that type of stuff. I have to admit. Yeah. I don't mind cozy places. I mean, Goldwater Brewing here in Phoenix is a cozy place, but dear God, if I walk in and it's shoulder to shoulder immediately, I'm like, this is my last visit here. You know?
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating. It's like, I don't know. It's like you're standing in front of a counter the whole time. There's no really room at all.
Yeah. Well, that sounds.
It's worth the beer, though. It's worth the beer.
Yeah. The Canton location is smaller, but this is supposed to be like really big.
The Boston location is more of like it's more like it's you'll see when you get there. It's pretty cool. It's cool.
Nice.
They have like a bar section and a restaurant, and they have an area you can buy cans and like. I haven't been all the way through there, but it looked cool.
So Zach, tell me about this interview you did, man. You have some stuff going on over there at Chain Reaction, brother. What's this interview you did with that beer podcast?
Which one?
Oh, there you go.
Look at you. He big time does. Mark, I would say he big time does, didn't he?
Oh, he did. He full complete big time. I need that. Was that Thomas Dolby song, "Big Time"?
Yeah. So tell us about what's going on there, man.
Was that the one that you saw probably on Instagram?
Instagram, yeah.
Instagram, yep.
Okay, so that was Brewbarian. So first of all, podcasts are like the new what blogs used to be.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Don't even exist anymore, but now it's all like podcasts. They're about everything else, and then they just include you in it. So Brewbarian is a podcast that every week on like Tuesday nights they come down to the brewery, and it's actually a super nerdy bunch of dudes that do. Their podcast theme is playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Whoa.
And drinking craft beer.
Whoa, that's niche.
Never heard of that before. That's unusual.
But they have a really big following.
Huh.
Because nerds
brew what? Brew what?
It's called Brewbarian. So they drink Dungeons and or they play Dungeons and Dragons and drink craft brew on their podcast.
Huh.
And they have this weird big following that nerds just like to drink a lot.
Yeah.
But they're kind of trying to branch out into like video production. So they came down a few months ago. We already tapped their beer and all that, but it's beer week up here in Denver, so they're doing it's this whole week's kind of a blur, but they made about a 25-minute short film all about the brewing process and our story, and did a really good job on it. A lot of good photography stuff, A lot of good editing.
Good.
And their whole video should hopefully be up here in the next week. I'll put that whole video up when it comes up this whole next week. But it was fun. Put that whole video up when it comes up this whole next week.
Cool.
That is cool, man. Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure to ask you about it. You know, on
Yeah,
our
that's kind of the new thing. I did one in February. I did one that was shot in November, but it was for this. They're called the craft brew. No, local brew, and it's this kid that was going to school and got a grant through school to start a small business for like a couple of grand or whatever. So he decided to team up with a liquor store and create a monthly crowler program where you would get, for $40, you get 4 different crowlers from a different brewery each month, but they'll deliver it to your house.
Whoa!
But with that, so like you get him that, he does all the packaging, and then he'll handle all that. You just have to sell it to the liquor store, but then he'll come in and film like a whole segment, and they feature you as the brewery of the month. So we did that back in February. That was fun.
That sounds cool, man. Yeah, that's an interesting project, man, for him. That is cool.
Yeah, that was fun. I did. I'm sure just beer reviewer stuff. You know, the Full Pint.
Yeah.
I got on with Danny Full Pint a few months ago.
How did that go?
That was great. That was a fun. That was like an hour and a half in.
Wow.
But yeah, that was a big one. We've done a couple of other ones lately. They're just small, local. We have a comedy podcast that I went on. There's always some different podcast.
Who's the, what kind of, have you had any that are kind of hard hitting, like really get down and deep where you know that they know something about beer?
Joe, this will sound crazy weird, but your show's the deepest one I do.
They're all screwed. They're all screwed. We're the deepest one. They're all screwed. I'm telling you right now.
Well, but it's that whole like, I'm pretty open with anybody anytime. But when you have 5 minutes or you have 10 minutes,
yeah,
all you're doing is marketing yourself.
Yep.
And you're just trying to do a sale. When I jump on here, it's I'm having beers at the pub type thing.
Yeah, that's.
And just like a couple of weeks ago, you just snap and you go on the rant, and it's done, and you're good.
Yep.
But not a lot of people. The fear to get in there and say any of that is major, because a lot of these guys think one reviewer or one person could ruin your life.
Yeah, and they're absolutely right. But this is more of just a hanging out. It's just a discuss. It's literally what it says we are. We're literally
free form. So
yeah,
but I can get a lot more in depth. Those guys, you get a lot of when you start doing interviews, you get the same exact question, to where it's almost just this rapid fire, like automatic.
Yep.
How'd you start?
How can you possibly? Okay, if I'm set up, I can think of myself in that same situation, and unfortunately, fortunately, actually, we have John here because, Barry in his early days of doing this sort of thing tried to set me up with a lot of interviews, and that was my first thoughts in those days was, what am I going to say to these guys? That what am I going to actually invoke that's going to be, unless they can be part of the regular conversation, I'm going to sound just like every other Joe Blow out there. You know?
Well, they know that you're an average Joe Blow at that point when you walk in and send that email. It's just another, what the fuck does this guy want?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does he want? And the key of a good interviewer is like getting in there and making somebody feel comfortable.
Yeah, I feel like I can do that, and actually, that's a lot of my regret with Barry trying to set that up, because in hindsight, he built some fantastic relationships with a lot of really well-known breweries, and in hindsight, I should have pursued that maybe a little more, because I feel like that's also my strength as well, is making people feel comfortable. At the time, though, at that moment, I was feeling like, what can I do that's going to be any different than any other Joe Blow? Okay, how big's your brewery? How many, how much of this do you do? How much of that do you do? Where do you get this? Where do you get that? What's your family about? Blah, blah, blah. How did you get into this? You know what I'm saying? Like those sorts of same. I've got to do the same sort of like get to know you questions, because I don't know you and you don't know me. If it's a interview, but if it's a set show like this, it's casual. It's more like, hey, hey, where are you coming from? Where you drinking? And we can just get to whatever we're already talking about. It's more of a pub sort of situation,
Yeah, and there's a good one that I have done a couple of times called Beer for Breakfast. And his name's Chris. He does a pretty good job. It's a little different because you have to record it like multiple days before, and then it doesn't get released until like a week after. So you're talking about everything in such a future tense that it gets hard to talk about like when something's going to get done after it's already been there. But he does a good job, because it's just you're sitting down with the dude, you're drinking beers, and you're blowing through questions as he builds through it. And that one's pretty fun.
I feel like I'm more of a Larry King sort of interviewer. I've Larry King is very well known for not researching whoever he's interviewing at all, not reading whoever. And I'm more of that guy. I just kind of go with whatever is, whatever I'm feeling at that moment. And just from sitting down with you and visiting other breweries and you giving us the opportunity to have conversations at a table with other brewers.
We sat at Woods Boss for 2-something hours.
I mean, those sorts of conversations are exactly what I'm all about. That is my thing, just a long form sort of kicking back, chilling. Everybody's got their feet up sort of environment, having a beer, smoking a cigar sort of people, and that's kind of my thing, and now everybody's got their feet up smoking something in Colorado, but not, absolutely no judgment, but that's my story. Sitting down for an actual formal interview, for me as a photographer coming in there, and I am having to be a photographer / interviewer, is a lot of pressure. Like that's a lot of like you said, I'm gonna get a particular thing out of you. You know what I'm saying?
But with photography, I think that's a good analogy as far as you have to see the future. One shot, you're kind of aiming towards other shots. With that first shot, you're kind of guiding that thing or that person or whatever you're shooting. You're kind of gauging it. You're seeing, you're feeling it. And then you're finally going to get to that point.
Yeah.
You're not taking one shot and doing great. You're not just like All right, tell them some model. All right, take your shirt off. Let's get a good shot. Like pinch your nipples up a little bit, and we'll get it figured out. Like, no, you're gonna work your way in.
Hey, John, you jumped back in here. Do you have any thoughts on what we're saying? You've been through a lot of this with a lot of different breweries, you and your brother. What do you have any thoughts on this at all?
I actually just had to refresh. I couldn't make out a lot of what he was saying, but we did. As far as the interview, what I heard, like the interviewing aspect, like I remember being on a lot of the interviews Barry did with like Stone and Victory and the brewery. It's just like, I guess my brother had the base beer knowledge to kind of interview them past the who are you, where do you live, type,
right?
And actually, currently looking at possibly working at a brewery. Like, been searching for a job for a while and actually contacted Greg Cook himself. So I have his personal email address to kind of build off that relationship, possibly like work for Stone or somewhere in Colorado, or which is, Zach knows, is like one of my favorite places ever. But
and that's me too as well. I absolutely love going to Denver. It's just like, you do not have to. You can even just begin to twist my arm, and I'm there. Like, that's it. Like,
if the opportunity comes our way, I'm there in a second. Like,
absolutely. You know what? I want to extend that to you too, John. Me and Mark are going to be there. Yeah, what is it, Mark? The first weekend in September?
Yeah, the 5th and 6th and 7th, something like that.
Something like that. We're going to be there. Now, we're there for an audio fest. That's our thing during the day, if you will, quote unquote.
Oh, is it early this year?
Yeah, I want to say it's
earlier.
Yeah, something like that. So, in either case, though, the days are full of 2-channel audio. The nights are the afternoons and evenings are full of beer. I mean, so
I'm working on something for that show. So
awesome.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. So
I can't say a whole lot, but you two were there last year, and I don't know if you saw who won. Like, because they do give
they give breakfast show.
Yeah.
I think if you can just integrate a good imperial stout with some 2-channel audio, I think I would be a good fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The company that won that show is actually a almost everyday local.
Ooh. Man. My hands are barely above the table right now, Zach.
We have some talks that were there could be some cool things for the industry type fun night to get away from that place where they do it, but some special stuff going on.
Oh man, I'm telling you. Look, so John, if you can happen to make it, hey, boom. You know what I'm saying? We're already going to be there. As many people as we can get to meet up. I mean, that would just be incredible.
having that work, that'd be awesome.
So, just put it out there. If you can make it, you can make it. If you don't, then maybe another time. You know what I'm saying? But just put it out there. Anybody in the beer community, let's meet up. Let's actually click glasses together and share a beer. I mean, that's what it's all about in the end of the day. But yeah, in the early days, I absolutely did miss an opportunity because Barry was very motivated. I underestimated his motivation for this stuff. I really did. I underestimated it. He was extremely motivated, which is fantastic for him. I mean, that's great.
Yeah, he was really into it.
He gave us a couple of opportunities, and we did interview some brewers. I just had a really hard time. I was like, I knew what to say, but I was like, how am I gonna, within a few moments, like Zach was saying, you got 15 minutes, whatever the case may be. I don't want to take up all this guy's day.
Mm-hmm.
How do I dive in deep in a few questions. I don't have that kind of schooling. I feel like I could kind of do it now, but back then it was tough. You know what I'm saying? And hats off to Barry, man. He did it in yourself, and you guys built fantastic relationships with some really well-known brewers.
Joe, I have a question for you though. Do you think that I guess uncomfortability came from while you weren't new in the industry?
Yeah.
You weren't attached to the industry. Whereas you'd gotten some letters maybe from breweries, gotten some emails, some great little beer gifts, but maybe you didn't have that personal connection with people in the industry to see how that worked, and as far as hey man, come in here, let's hang out, let's have fun, let's feel comfortable. I don't look at you as anything different.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe affected you in that way?
100%. You're right on track with my thought. I was new. I just happened to be the guy that made a few videos and got a few clicks. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden I was thrust into this. And as I was talking to viewers, and I was like, look, I'm a blue collar dude. I don't know jack about any of this stuff. You know, so
using a word like thrust, you're calling me you're calling me your lube?
Yeah. Now I'm more lubed up. I'm more primed up in the beer community. Yeah, it's absolutely the truth, right? Here we are, well over 10 years later, as far as that part's concerned. We're talking beyond share a beer now, and yeah, it's with that now, I'm like, yeah, and I know a little bit. I know enough to be dangerous about all the subjects of beer now. I see many things that are happening in beer, and I just couldn't be happier for those people, honestly. I think about those opportunities in those early days when Discovery Channel had reached out to me, and all those sorts of things that had happened, and they fell through. I'm kind of glad in hindsight, because I would have made some career decisions back then that, now might not have, those things might have fell through more than likely.
Yeah, but I even saw it with you when we all made that, like, where the fuck is he taking us? Like, how many blocks are we walking? And we are walking through the hood. Like, and then we get to Woods Boss, and it's like, but when Jordan and his wife came and sat with us, like,
yeah, that was incredible.
I could even see it with you of like, wait, like, because I mean, I went away for a while.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, well, he still sat there and gave me time. And for you, I could see that was a very different, like, oh, this is just me having a beer with a couple of guys learning.
Yeah. That's exactly, and especially when I'm with people like Mark, and we were with Tom, and we're amongst friends. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically the feel that I like. If I can give that vibe off, hey, you're amongst friends, man. Let's just have a conversation. We're just having a conversation. So if I can, with all my years of watching guys like Larry King, Paul Harvey, you name the old school AM, FM talk radio guy, I watched him, or listened to him. Learned from all of that, you know what I'm saying? And that's me. Let's relax. Exhale. Let's have a conversation. Do it long form. And that's my kind of thing, absolutely. With that said, I'll be back.
So, Zach, was your buddy named Chip?
Chip?
Yep.
Chip.
Okay, for the Audio Fest guy?
No. What is? I could tell you the company name.
Is it On Mark Discovery?
No, it was one of the local ones here in Denver.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just looking at the like the press release from the winners of
Let me just see what it was.
Shaheen,
Damn.
Peter James. I'm just going through the list. Not
Quality audio video.
Quality
QAV.
audio video. Okay.
Yeah, QAV.
QAV. Okay.
They won some award.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll check that out. Now that would be if you could integrate craft beer with high-end 2-channel audio, that would be a winner.
Oh,
yeah,
I'd be out of my mind.
Most of the old audiophiles want to drink wine or scotch. I'm like, Dad, let's get some beer.
Well, but I have the thing to where I've met another cool guy that has opened a mobile cigar lounge.
Oh.
So I'm trying to like work that in.
Look at that smoke, baby!
Smoking! And you got a beer emergency there, Joe. Holy shit! You got overflow big time. What the hell did you do?
We have multiple beer emergencies happen over here, kids. Woo!
Did you shake that up or what?
God, look at this. Oh, this beer's still overflowing. That one's overflowing. Oh my God, look at what's happening over here.
Neri would be proud of you.
Oh, look at this. We had incredible smoke, and we had a multiple beer orgasm happening.
Yeah, you got a volcano of beer foam there.
This is still happening. Look at this thing.
You got another glass?
Wow, this thing's still going.
What the hell did you do, Joe? A cartwheel on your way back to the convention?
I don't know, man. Look at this. This thing is still going.
Holy shit.
I cannot stop it.
Is it a Belgian ale?
This is true beer porn at its finest.
Oh, yeah, that's the money right there.
This is the one cat that can.
That's like.
He can go
coming.
Yeah.
Joe, stick your finger in it and turn it upside down.
Oh yeah, baby. Thank you for the invite. Oh no! That's
no, you gotta keep your finger in.
Oh, that was good, Jack. That was good. Put your finger in it, turn it upside down.
Yeah, most people keep their finger in it when they turn upside.
It's still going. Oh my gosh!
Look at that thing! It won't stop.
I had a beer like that once.
Oh my God! This thing will not stop. Okay, it finally stopped. Yeah, the poor.
You might need another glass.
Oh my God!
That is why, kids. That is why I'm a professional. I always have a good beer towel for an emergency like this. You never know. Have one nearby because you never know. I have got beer everywhere. Beer is all over my 27-inch iMac. It's scattered all over it right now. All over my keyboard, all over my glasses, all over everything. There is beer on my carpet.
People would keep their
Clean up
finger
in
in.
aisle 6.
Look at it start.
That's why I'm always worried about picking up a beer off the shelf from Total Wine.
Yeah.
It's rolling again. How do you stop this beer? This is mind you, people, this is a 4.7 ABV beer.
Joe, run to the kitchen, get another glass.
I'd get your Duvel glass. Get that Duvel glass, Joe.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Yeah, this is ridiculous, man.
Wow, the swirly, man, it delivered big time. It gave you a big swirly.
Hey, Joe, stick your finger in it and turn it upside down.
Yeah, that works one time, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Look at this.
I think we figured out the name for this show. Beergasm.
Beergasm.
Beergasm, man. Look at it. This is incredible. I haven't had a beer react like this in a long time.
That's my.
So
You take it outside and act like you just won the race.
Yeah, right.
So where was Bum tonight?
I've got no Bum was here. He had a chick out early. He said.
Oh, okay.
And this beer is still wanting to go. It's still climbing.
That's amazing. So who brews it? What's the brewery?
King Harbor.
King Harbor Brewing Company, and this beer is out of Redondo Beach, California. This is in the SoCal area, man.
Wow.
This is insane. Look at this.
It's still going.
It's still going.
So what's the cause of that, Zach? Is that just a bad beer or just overcarbonated?
Well, we don't even know what kind of beer it is yet.
Yeah, it's a foam.
This is insane.
It's a foamy beer, that's for sure.
Is it bottle fermented?
It's 4.7%.
Oh,
they should have called it the volcanic.
They should. It just. Did you see that? It just fizzled and went back. Oh man!
So is this one out of your warm storage area?
This is the Viagra beer right here.
That's not the big softy.
This ain't the big softy. I can tell you that. Yeah, this ain't the big softy. Look at it now. It's going again. Wow. Dude, this is her wet dream right here. This is like,
yeah.
For you to keep that
Oreos
going.
Oreo.
And now it's fizzled again, and now we'll see if it comes back. This is insane. I have not had a beer act like this, and you see, I did not shake it up. It's been sitting here.
See, that's why I said the first 500 shows are practice. This was the real stuff, man. We're going.
Oh my God, this is insane. It's literally all over my screen.
Joe, have you had these?
That looks like something that I have had.
Oreo.
The chocolate peanut butter pie Oreo.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Been there, done that. I think so. Now I'm gonna look that up. I'm looking that one up.
Well, gents, I gotta get ready for work, so I gotta cut out.
Hey, thanks, Andrew. We'll see
later,
you later, man. You take care, man. And this one's for you, brother.
Yep. Later.
Thank you for jumping in.
To you. I bow
Thank
to
you for jumping in, my friend. Appreciate it, man.
Yep. Later. See
Take care,
you next week.
Be looking forward to those check-ins.
Yep.
Stay safe, man.
Yeah, he's got a lot of beers to check into there, man.
Oh yeah.
He's got so many beers. I swear, man. I love Andrew to death.
I got my beer fridge full downstairs, so we're good.
All
right. We'll see you, brother.
Yep. Later.
See ya.
Joe, did I hear you talking about crawfish earlier?
Yes, we mentioned like John is in New York, and we were talking about food in New York, and we're saying, if you're in New York for a crawfish broil, you're in the wrong place. Like, give me a break. What are you kidding me?
Well, to tie into that, what I just got home from was our annual Cajun cookout.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
We did our Cajun cookout today.
This is incredible.
I don't do a crawfish boil, but we have the fine food place come down and.
Were they up there?
Okay, Zach, this is what's nuts about what's going on right now, because if you can see here, there's nothing in between what's happening above the bottle. Oh, it just fizzled out. And in between here, everything else is down here, and it's like it has a mind of its own.
Why don't you just drink it out of the box?
Bottoms up.
I have a feeling like this is going to make a lot of gas.
It needs to be in that Duvel glass because it's going to open carbonation.
Yeah, get that Duvel glass.
This is like doable. This is insane. Swirly. I do not recommend anybody get this beer unless you've got like lots of time and lots of towels.
You enjoy swirlies.
Look how soaked my towel is. This is my beer. Look at this.
You got with beer.
It's soaked with beer.
You would have been cleaner if you swirled it yourself. You were better off.
Yeah.
It's on my carpet. You guys see how light my carpet is, for Christ's sake. Oh.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Oh, it's a good thing I have cleaning ladies. I do have a maid service coming tomorrow, thank goodness.
But yeah, I smell some beer over there.
Beer on the floor.
Oh.
Like, you had a big party last night, Mr. Joe?
Exactly. Right? They're going to think like I'm some kind of crazy party animal. I'm like, no, I literally opened the beer for myself. 22 ounces of beer went on the floor. I had 6. It was a hell of a party.
The funny part is you could show them the video if you wanted to.
And I have video proof.
That's right.
Whoa.
Video evidence. Yep.
Oh, my God. Zach, what do you have for us, bro? What were you going to say?
Oh yeah, I just got home from my Cajun cookout at the brewery. So yeah, we don't do a crawfish boil, but we do a community cookout where everybody brings something different. And Joe, I just know that you do not fancy weird, funny food, especially from the sea.
Yeah, I don't eat sea bugs. No.
So it would not have went real well for you. But
okay.
It was a great time. We had some music, live screen printing. We had it's called Marzik's Fine Foods. They're kind of like the premier butcher in town.
Nice.
They brought down a grill, and we did 400 oysters today.
Nice.
Ooh.
And then we had a bunch of really large head-on prawns. And Joe, you're gonna like this one, but you gotta suck that head real good till the brain comes out.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, that green stuff.
You got to get in there and describe that again.
He said it like it was normal.
You gotta suck that brain out.
Yeah.
Sure, you feel
Slow
that.
it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put down. Just say that slowly there, baby. Just saying. Yeah.
Break down the syllable.
Till the eyeballs come inside and go down.
Speak a little softer, baby.
Yeah, we got sound effects now, Zach. So we can.
But we had a great. It's just a good community cookout. But we had one guy that made marks of food, crazy dude too. So we had one guy make a Cajun lasagna. One layer was red beans and rice.
Ooh.
One layer was turtle and alligator.
Whoa.
And the other layer was smoked duck and crawfish etouffee.
Whoa!
In a lasagna.
That was probably really tasty, though.
How did that go?
Really good, but it was a lot of food, man.
Yeah.
Did you have tomato?
Wow!
And we always do this. We do a Cajun meatball, which is just so easy. It's just Cajun hot sauce and peach jelly.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, it was a fun time, and we always.
What's the pairing with that kind of lasagna? What are you pairing? Are you pairing like just an IPA?
I know.
We released a new beer last week that we're calling Brute Call. So like a brute beer.
All right.
So it's a blackberry brute.
All right.
It's a blackberry brute ale.
Very dry. Very
dry, but it's got that that sweet tartness of like a blackberry.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people.
But very crisp.
a lot of people were drinking the red ale. The red ale was going really well.
Man.
I think I may have a better hearing.
Yeah.
The toilet.
Yeah. What was the toilet situation happening at the brewery over there, man? What was that like?
It seemed to be okay. They're only my problem for like a couple hours.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, during the eating process, we're good to go.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
what happened?
tonight. It's right now. Everybody. Homecoming.
Yeah, don't look at my Yelp later.
Yeah, don't look at exactly. Don't look at my Yelp reviews now.
Yeah.
You had to look at my Yelp reviews a couple hours ago. Then that's what we're talking about, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this is the beautiful thing about what we do here, and this is what I wouldn't change one iota. Is just the nice, like Zach was saying, free form that we have here. Like, you know, a brewer can jump on board and just have a conversation. You're just part of the conversation. Let's just, you know, it's just a nice down home feel, if you will. You know. Nothing threatening, nothing that you're necessarily worried about, like, oh, this is going to affect me for the rest of my life and could affect my income, you know.
Yeah, there'd have to be an income for that. There's no money in beer.
Yeah, it's just part of the conversation. Dear God, how long did it take this Surly to calm down?
How is the beer?
I have no idea. After all of that, how can I really give a true evaluation of what the beer is actually like? It's okay.
You got to email them, man. They'll probably give you like 3 new beers free.
I mean, it's. I don't have any.
And there's a video clip too to prove that it actually happened.
You know, like right here, you've got limited release right here on the bottle. You've got drink fresh, store cold. Well, I didn't have it cold; it was room temperature, and share with friends. I drank fresh and shared with friends. That's for sure. I didn't have it cold, but come on, man! Like, you have to have this at 40 degrees or it blows up everywhere. Is that the disclaimer?
Yeah.
You should be able to open up any beer at any temperature and be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. I mean, have you guys seen any other beer react in this way? That is.
Yeah, I had one a couple years ago do that.
I had multiple
Same thing.
homebrewing. We had to repaint my house after I got done homebrewing.
I sent the place an email, and the guy sent me like 2 beers free, paid for shipping and everything.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
One of those beers, as Tom was talking, that's why the Duvel glass is so large, right?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever poured a Duvel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
So, as a segue, because I like segues, right?
And you're a hell of a segue guy.
We've all been to. If that's a wheelchair joke, it's so good. But we've all been to Falling Rock, right?
Yep.
Except for maybe a couple of us. They will, not next week, so in 3 weeks, be one of the only U.S. bars having Duvel on tap.
Nice.
Oh.
Because you can typically only get Duvel in a glass.
Yep.
From a bottle. And I've talked with the owners down there, and the process that you have to go through to have Duvel on tap is one of the most intense things I've ever heard.
That's worth looking up.
Well,
it's a totally different tap line. It's a special keg that they do.
Okay.
It's a different kind of tap head.
How much does a keg of Duvel cost? Like,
I would not want to know.
Well, the question is, how much is it going to cost for a glass of Duvel on draft at Falling Rock? Probably like $9 or $10, I would think.
I bet it's $8.
Yeah.
I know you can get it at the Boulevard Brewery stuff out there in Kansas City, since it's all the same company.
Okay, here it is, right from Duvel's website. Okay, Zach, here we go.
Yep.
Here is what you're supposed to do to, right? Brewing Duvel single fermented. So Duvel single the pour. Always, number one, there's 6 processes. Number one, always serve Duvel single fermented in its own tulip-shaped glass. Now, I have one of those glasses.
Yep.
Okay, start with a clean, dry Duvel single glass at room temperature. Open the tap handle in one firm move. Number 3, let a few first drops of beer flow away. Then place the glass at a 45-degree angle under the tap. Number 4, gently straighten up the glass and set down on the counter. Let the glass fill up until the head flows over the rim. Remove the glass from the tap and close the tap handle. Number 5, use a skimmer to remove the overflow of the head, holding the skimmer in a 45-degree angle, moving the skimmer away from you. Number 6, after skimming, rinse the glass in the sink to wash off the foam overflow. Lift the glass out and serve.
Yeah.
Sounds like Stella Artois sequence.
Yeah, kind of the same similar.
Well, it's that, but this is, if you guys look at the tap that they have on that.
Yeah, did you see?
It's a different tap. It's a different size line that they require.
Okay.
It's like I feel like I say it all the time to different people, but if you haven't ever watched, and you can find it on YouTube, there's a National Geographic.
Yeah, there's the tap.
That is about Guinness. Getting a true Guinness in Ireland.
They call it like chief technical officer, but in fact it's the head brewmaster for the group. What's this? Duvel is a beer which you have to learn how to drink. You have to be able to handle Duvel.
Yeah, this is just whatever.
It's a different beast. But like, if you want to pour Guinness in Ireland, you get inspected and over such scrutiny from an actual Guinness rep. I recommend anybody watching the National Geographic of Guinness, because it's a very different company than all of this.
Oh, please. Are you kidding me? For my original Guinness video alone, that video's, I don't know, 100,000 plus views at this point. But from that video alone, I still get, and that video was done, I don't know, 10 years ago. And they still critique me from Ireland ridiculously. I'm like, I had no idea, man. I'm sorry. Like, what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? I poured the damn thing, you know? I didn't know.
But they're like tapping things. When you watch those videos, they will take exact temperatures, and if you're not exact, they want you to serve it. It has to be a 7-minute pint. It has to be on their gas. They do chemistry on it when they come. They inspect you a lot in Ireland.
Oh,
and the Irish bars are very. There's Irish bars that serve real Guinness, that is certified Guinness, and other bars that don't.
We actually are fortunate enough, Zach, on this show, we had John, who actually worked at.
Yeah, I remember him.
You remember him, right? He actually worked at the Guinness Brewery.
Yeah.
and showed live. We had live him pouring Guinness from the Guinness. Dude, the best thing that's ever happened on this show in my life, I think. Maybe.
They don't pour Guinness like that here.
No.
Watch that video. You'll learn so many cool things about the history of that company and the scrutiny that they put some hard guidelines on people, and that's what Google does. And just talking with the owners of Falling Rock, this is a very expensive process.
I would bet, you know what, now that you mention that, Zach, I would bet that all your problems with Google in the early days related to you not being very particular about beer.
Well, I said Tom was an asshole from Boston. I got cut off earlier. Well, that was like a switch. As soon as I called Tom an asshole from Boston,
I forgot about that.
That was it. Yeah.
Whoa, that was it. See what I'm saying? I think that was the bottom line to a lot of your issues with the Google back in the day. Yeah.
It could be the operator.
Operator error.
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
What did you guys think about Miller Coors suing Bud?
Yeah, the corn syrups lawsuit.
Yeah.
Now we just figured that all the craft brewers in Colorado just drove their trucks up to Coors and just loaded up on their share of corn syrup to brew their beers with. We figured it was all a big scam.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest commercial. Like, how many of us have had a pastry stout or a donut beer? Like, do people not understand like what is in like? Oh yeah, I bought a chocolate chip cookie stout, or I bought an Oreo stout, or hey, maple bacon donut, or whatever. Do you not know all of that is made with corn syrup?
Yeah.
Listen, Zach, what we know is that in Colorado, you guys make your beer with corn syrup. And so we realized that the beer, what do you call it, Mark? The commissions?
Yeah, the Craft Beer Commission.
Yeah, the Craft Beer Commission of Colorado. Actually, Coors Light is suing on behalf of the Colorado Craft Beer Commission on trying to save their honor because they brew all their beer in Colorado with syrup. So
let them do it. Let them fight it out.
Hey, John, do you have any thoughts on this corn syrup lawsuit?
I think it's let them fight it out. Let them do it. Bunch of
my thoughts were this is one of them another bogus lawsuits. Like basically, Coors Light filed this lawsuit. And it's just to save face, man. It's just so they can say, you know what, man, we filed a lawsuit. We're suing them. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. And the lawsuit goes away. It's not, it's not anything. It's just so they can say, okay. These companies are suing each other so often. It's like Apple and Samsung, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? They're suing each other so often that... it's a wash, really.
There we go.
Well, and in the end, what the hell's going on?
Now Mark's he's serving the kittens.
Cats are getting their treats right now.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Live on YouTube.
They're actually getting treats made with Colorado high fructose corn syrup.
Just have corn syrup in it, actually. AJ, he's getting the treat. Oh, he got Crusher's treat there. AJ, come on.
Yeah. And so now Crusher's gonna sue AJ over.
AJ, we got our own lawsuit going on. It's well past their treat time. Usually it's 9:30, but all right, one more. Come on.
Oh, Jay Vegas says, "I see Mark's pussy." Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny. Leave it to the malt liquor. Come up with a good line.
All right, one more for you guys. All right, there you go. One more treat.
Those are the official. That's the official P of this show right here.
All right, you guys are done. All gone. Later. Bye. All gone.
That's a good look at the little cat. So
yeah, that's the official kitties of this show right here.
Right. So this show is for pussy.
Yeah, that's the official. That's it right there. Yeah. Vodka. You know what? I've got a whole thing on vodka as well. Now, what's the deal with vodka, Zach? Because I know you have some dealings in the spirits. Yeah. Now, is there truly now, according to the vodka purity laws, if you will, right? Because there is such a thing.
Joe, this is going to be such thing as a dumb question.
Now, is there truly a difference between, quote, high-end vodka and low-end vodka? When vodka is supposed to be, by the laws of vodka, it's supposed to be distilled of all taste and smell.
Yeah.
So is there any difference between high-end vodka and low-end vodka? What do you say?
My God, yeah. Because I hate vodka. And I mean, but there is some vodka that, and I'm by no means a vodka expert, but I do not like it. But I've tried plenty of it. And there is some that smells like turpentine and tastes like nail polish remover.
Yeah.
And there are others that you're like, man, wow.
Yep.
I really, next time you guys are out here, I gotta get you to Bear Creek Distillery. Because they do whiskey, bourbon, white and spiced rum, and a vodka, but they do a rye vodka.
Rye vodka?
That is, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That and a Bloody Mary is just out of control.
Yeah.
They do so many good cocktails with it. It's a wonderful vodka. There's some really good vodka up in Seattle. There's definitely a difference. I think if you're talking like major production vodka, I think Tito's is a great vodka.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that something? Tito's is something else. That's what Dirk is saying in the chat right now. Yeah.
Corn instead of
Tito's is great. I'm more of a gin guy personally. I like gin if I'm gonna drink a white liquor.
Now, isn't gin supposed to be more non-order, like? I know vodka laws, right? According to like German purity laws as well, but vodka laws are supposed to, they say that vodka is supposed to be non-order and non-this and that. But isn't gin more along those lines?
Gin was the original vodka.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you go through the history of vodka, gin was the original creation of that spirit. I love a really good gin.
Because now the true alcoholics, don't they always end up with gin? Because it doesn't make you smell, and you don't necessarily know when someone's drinking.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna get a DUI, you ought to smell like a pine tree and not a fallen nut.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, right? Isn't that? I mean, that's honestly
Like a botanical farm.
Right? That's.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a gin guy, but that's what
I
I've
think you have to have it right. You got bad gin is terrible,
Yeah.
but good gin is really good. I don't think there's as big of a gap between bad vodka and really good vodka.
Yeah.
But there is a major gap between bad gin and good gin. It is a major
No, I
gap.
mean, if you want a good, safe bet, vodka is pretty good. I mean, yeah.
I think bourbon. Oh, I'm a bourbon guy.
Yeah.
I like bourbon. I do.
Bourbon, whiskey. Jonathan and I drank some really good
Oh yeah.
whiskey the last time Jonathan came down to my house. We hung out at my house. We've hung out a couple of times last time. He was been in Denver. I broke up with some very special stuff for him. So Laws distilling out here. Laws is absolutely amazing.
I can vouch for that. The place is amazing. I wish I can get it out here.
Colorado not only makes some of the best some of the best of this country's beers, but absolutely some of the best of this country's whiskeys. There's no doubt about it.
We just hosted the American Distillers Conference, where all the top nation distillers came. Then we'll have the Brewers Conference in 2 weeks. But the craft spirits in this country are not just Colorado; they are amazing. I mean,
Dirt brings up. How about some good tequila, boys? And I'll be back. Tequila is out of this world. Tequila in my region is out of this world.
Dude, I'd pay you for bottles out there.
Craft tequila in the States is just going great. Right?
I'd be more on the mezcal.
Mama approved. This episode is Mama approved, Joe. Just so you know.
Yeah, you do get a lot of mezcal. Probably in your area a lot too, in California, Colorado.
There's some good mezcal out there, but we have some good tequila companies more on the western slope.
Quick question.
At Palisade, there's some good stuff. I got a tequila up in Seattle that was really nice. But I think the trades, I don't know how much the American scene is into making it, but the Mexico scene and South American scene is growing so much.
Yeah.
With their craft thing, that they're branching out, they're creating a small business plan by themselves, and the population of like small batch tequila bars is growing, and the mezcal bars is. Tom, next time you're up here, if you like mezcal, I'll take you to a place called Polanco.
What's the difference in tequila though? I haven't
Okay, Zach, I got to tell you right now, man. Whatever is in this swirly, I just sent down the Phoenix sewer system and it's still overflowing. Just saying. I am emailing those bastards immediately.
They need to call in reinforcements.
Yeah.
Does the beer taste good?
There's been 2 of those batches where I'm at, and I haven't picked either one of those ones up. But I've drank quite a few King Harbor beers. Never seen that problem with them.
It doesn't taste bad. It just tastes like nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, after all of that overflow, I can't give an honest opinion on it. I mean, there's no way. It's not possible. You know what I'm saying?
Was the style? What was the style again? I missed it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a chocolate vanilla swirled ale.
And you're not getting nothing, no?
I mean, I am, but I again, I'm not going to give an opinion on it. Anything I would say would be giving an opinion on it, and it's not worth giving an opinion. This isn't truly.
Would you buy as the beer?
No.
I'm gonna lob a softball out to the viewers that watch every week.
You know, in other words, this is a dangerous thing to say to this crowd right now. Yeah.
I'm gonna lob the softball to the viewers that watch every week. Joe, does it have a date code?
Let's see. It might, and let's see if it does. Okay, I'm looking around the neck, and I don't see a date. And if it's not around the neck, then it's around the bottom, right? And let's see if we see a
We
date.
look like a bunch of maniacs in the liquor store, looking for the getting the light, trying to find it.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I mean, you have to look that deep.
Yeah.
That's
Crazy.
I don't see any dates on this bottle.
Tom, are you drinking a Negro Modelo?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Second one, I think. Right. Yeah.
Tried it, and it's actually not bad.
I happen to have one in a 22 or 24 ounce can.
Oh.
I could whip out right now, baby. Just saying.
Hey, be careful, Joe. This one is mom approved. Your mom has checked in.
Now, Jay Vega says, "Is Zach?" Oh, she has. Oh,
yeah. She said hi, guys.
Now, my mom is now a Texas person.
Yes.
She now lives in Texas. So
I just have a barbecue friend that moved to Texas.
Go Cowboys!
My mom is a recent resident to Texas. Literally within the last week. In this week, she's not even a full week in. So, can we trust? Is that really my mom?
I don't know if you can trust anything from.
I don't know if we can trust anything. I really don't know. Jay Vega says, "Is Zach the Dustin Hoffman clone?" Is that?
If it comes with money, then yeah.
Cameron has checked
And
in.
Steel Worldwide checks in. Up yours, Zach. That I
Make
can
a
trust.
video about it, you pansy.
That I can trust. I can trust that.
Yeah.
The chairman's.
That's legit.
Yes, I can trust that. Absolutely. Jay Vega says, I have an unopened Dog Pound brew from 1993.
Drink it.
Wuss. Prove it.
It's better than malt
Prove it. Video or it didn't happen.
Exactly. Havana. Jay Vega says, Havana, I stole my weed and my ID. And that's good. My mom chimed in, man. That's good. Yeah, Dallas is a complete. We are not used to anything in the East or in the Midwest. So that's a very different experience for my mom. I don't know where I hit this, and I don't know where that. Okay, there it goes.
The chairman says, pour it down the shitter. 26 years old. It's just reaching its prime. I think drink it.
Yeah.
Chase it with a 40. Chase it with a 40.
I'm going to look up this swirly because I have no idea about this beer, honestly. This is bananas to me, man. I mean, how could a beer possibly react that way? I did nothing to it. It's been sitting here the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did it?
I saw it for the first time about 3 years ago, so I wonder if it's the original. At least when I saw it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at this.
3 years on the shelf, it would do that.
3 years? Do you think? Is it? Wow, did I
on a hot shelf in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so, huh?
That swirly was baking.
Have I had it 3 years?
Well, you might.
You may not, but they could have.
Yeah, they could have had it in temperature controlled storage before you bought
Okay,
it.
here we go. Because here's the untapped on it. Here's the untapped. This will tell a lot. Even though
March of 16.
So you've got added 5, 10 of 14. And you've only you got 5,300 ratings, 9 in the last 30 days.
Yeah.
It's a brown ale, 4.7%, which is the same as on the bottle.
Yeah.
25 IBUs, 3.76. Brown ale with coca and vanilla coffee flavor. I am getting none of that, folks. None of that.
What you got on his phone?
Honestly, I can't tell you what I'm getting. It's so flat. It's so, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I have a hard time giving my opinion on it. I really do. Honestly, I'm not joking. It's like, I hate to.
Yeah, send them an email, man. Talk to them. They'll hook you up.
Here it
They'll
is.
Make it right.
That's the same exact bottle I have. That glass looks as flat as mine sitting right here next to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't see anybody showing what I got out of it. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Like there it is. In any case, make up your own mind about it. Here's all the rest of the login. I don't see anybody having any major problems with it. But wow,
maybe it's just something wrong with you, Joe.
Maybe it is, and there is something wrong with me. That's for damn sure.
Maybe it's just telling your mom not to move to Texas.
We have Steelwood White trying to pour it down the Esser Vega.
He wants me to toss myself off the cat tower. All right, here we go. I'm doing it. That's it.
Jay Vega says, "I'm sure your mother is a lovely woman, Jody. She is."
I really want to watch this with Mark here. Mark is climbing a cat tower.
What's up, Crush?
Yeah. Mark is very serious about his pussy. That's for sure.
Mark is too tall to hang himself in most places.
Yeah, I am. Which is good. Yeah. That's all you're gonna get, Chairman.
All you can do is try.
Yeah.
The chairman chimes in.
The liquor community tried to be men, but we all know they all have cats.
Would you call them men? I wouldn't call them men.
Now the chairman chimes in and says, "You should have spent money on some glasses, Mark, instead of that wristwatch."
Yeah.
Mark barely read the comments.
Well,
you're correct, Chairman.
Hey, Steel Worldwide, you should have spent money on a better deck.
If you make it to as old as I am, Chairman, then you'll see.
Yeah.
That would be rare with all the McRibs.
Toss yourself off the cat tower, Mark. Jay Vega, the Cleveland Browns 13-3 in 2019.
Bullshit.
No.
Now that's a fantasy.
The chairman, Browns Super Bowl.
Browns are getting 9 wins next year. No.
And then malt liquor, and how old, Mark?
How old? 54 and a half.
And a half. Boom.
And yet Mark is still younger than all of us.
Yeah. And can still run. I can't run.
Me neither.
What you said it. Motherfucker.
Yeah. I can't run, neither can Zach. So there you go. Boom.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I bet the chairman is. I'm going to bet the chairman is 38.
Yeah, Jay Vegas says he's 27. Yeah.
I remember when I was 27. Yeah.
Yeah, he 27, my ass.
Yeah. Plus 20.
27 is when I learned what swamp is.
27 plus 20.
Yeah, Zach.
Okay. I was right. I said 38, and the chairman's 39, so I was pretty damn close, wasn't I?
Yeah, pretty close. This is stuff for Bum to be, collecting.
Bum has a lot of work to do.
He has a lot of work to do. Right.
So here's one for you, Chairman. I drank my first malt beverage before you were born.
Boom.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I added 20 to his, so he's 47.
Yeah, 47. Now, Jay Vegas says 47. You're right, Mark. Yeah.
I remember when I was like 20, I was in my mid-20s, and the thing that we would do was go to haunted houses at Halloween time, and we'd take a beer bong that looked like a skeleton, and we would do 3 malt liquor, they were the Steel Reserve Tall Boys.
Ooh.
And we'd do 3 of those a piece in the beer bong, and then go through the
holy shit,
and then go through the thing.
Dude, you must have been.
And that's through a beer bong, and these pussies.
What the fuck is going on?
Not to talk about Mark's family like that, but these pussies are drinking 40 ounces. Take 16 times 3, Mark.
48.
Take 48 through a beer bong in about 4 seconds. And,
now, the chairman says, "I will still fight you, Mark."
Okay, I'm gonna drive, and I'm gonna meet you in my Volt, and I'll run over your.
Stop eating so many McRibs.
Dueling Chevys, right? Dueling Chevys.
Right.
All right, guys.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got a great sound effects, Joe D. Boom!
There we go.
Where's Bum for that? I got some praise from the chairman.
Right. Good sound effects.
You're out of here, Zach. Hey, thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I gotta get these. I gotta get all the kids to sleep. And
all right, man.
Say bye.
Bye, beautiful. We'll see you. Take care.
Take care,
soon.
That is, I absolutely love that we have an actual brewer that jumps in on this show regularly and just can feel so comfortable. Has his family jump in. That part, how do you replace that? Is awesome. I absolutely love that. The chat is just kind of crazy right now too, right? Any thoughts, Tom, as to what was said there before we head out?
Wait, what was said? There's so much said.
There was a lot said. Exactly. That's kind of the point. You have any final thoughts for us as we close out?
Who, me, myself?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, not really. I mean, no. Just kind of hanging out.
What do you think about the sound effects, man? Going in show 501, going into the next 500 shows. What do you think about the sound effects, man? How are we doing?
I mean, the production value went up.
The production value is crazy insane, right?
We are so close to Oscar territory. We are right there.
All those extra zeros are going to be production value.
Now, the chairman says, "Up yours, Teen Wolf."
There we go.
I take pride.
That's right. Your week is complete.
Yeah, your week is absolutely complete, man.
He probably shaves his chest on a weekly basis. Quickly chested bitch.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah. He says he would beat the doggest out of you in Boston.
Oh goodness, come on up to Boston and we'll give you a show.
And Earth, any final thoughts for us, man, as we close out show 501? I think he's in mute mode. Hey, John, do you have anything for us, brother?
No, great show. Hopefully, I'll have some treats next week when I come back from Boston. I'll definitely bring. Of course, I'll have to have the.
Oh, we can't hear you.
It's like something happened to the audio. Yeah. But he's talking basically about being up in Tom's area, and I think he's trying to say, hopefully he'll get to meet up with Tom, and I mean that would be awesome if you guys could hook up. That would be awesome.
When did he say he's coming up?
I think sometime this week or next weekend.
I got to the
next week. Next week.
Yeah.
I'll see if I'm.
Yeah, I'll be up through the whole week. So
for the whole week.
When you get up there.
Yeah, reach out to each other, man. See if you guys can make it happen. Sometimes it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, to come up with some kind of something, even if you guys meet up just for a quick handshake and a hello, take a picture and post it, man, so we can, if you can't, you can't. I mean, that's the way it works. You know what I'm saying?
You're hot. If you're not, you're not. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the way it works, Everyday life is the way it is, But if we can, if anybody even remotely makes it out here to Phoenix, you make sure to let me know, man, and we will do our best to make sure that we get to meet up. Like I say, even for a handshake and a picture, you let me know, man. JoeDReviews@gmail.com. You let me know. That's my email right there. Boom. That's how a lot of people contact me. And every time I put it out there on YouTube, I get XYZ cat from Lord knows what Asian country contacting me, and I don't know.
Meet up
there. Yeah, but in any case, though, I still do it from time to time, and that's my email. It hasn't changed, So Eddie wants a link. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen at this point, Chief. We're getting out of here. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it, man. You for jumping in. Are you going to be here next week, or you're out of here next week, or
I don't know. We're just gonna have to see. I'm hopefully be meeting up with Bum next Saturday. So we'll just see what where that goes. So
yeah, we might have or had multiple meetups by the time we have next week's show. So we'll see what happens. I mean,
Mark and Bum and Bathwater Boy.
The other Bathwater Citizen, exactly. That's exactly what
he's already got approval from his boss to take off on Saturday. So we're
all right. We've got approval and everything, so we'll see what happens. I think these things are very fluid. Now the chairman chimes in and says, "I hope you die tonight, Mark." So.
Hey, you know what? When you wish death on so many different people, it comes back on you. So I hope you know that.
I hope you die before me, Chairman.
That's the great response. That's the appropriate response, because he said, "Shout out to Bum." Yeah, Bum gets all the love here. Can you join my link after stream? I'll tell you what, Eddie. You post the link. I'll do my best to join it. We're out of here. In the meantime, Earth, thanks for jumping in as always, my friend. Tom, Mark, John, thank you guys for jumping in, man. I really, really appreciate it, man. We'll see you. Peace out.
Peace out.